What's up, folks? Welcome back to the stream.
Yeah, thanks back.
We are live with the T5S2 Invitational, and we are getting right down to it towards the end of this year's group stage. We are currently in Group B for the Group B finals. The winner of this game will move on to the elimination stage. The loser is gone forever. We're going to take them out on a yacht and exile them on a desert island with no tabletop simulator, so they can never play again until next year's Invitational, and then they can play.
Squad with our man.
What's up, everybody in chat? How's it going? We got the prediction up. Ryan Porkchops, Bennett, all in the big boys.
Not that bothered.
Ogozuki, thank you for the follow, by the way. A little bit earlier. I missed that while we were in our pre-stream loop here.
The things are
we are live over here with SgtCrusader returning in the red, rocking his 1,000 Suns. He's going to be playing against, over here in the blue, Beef Supreme. Bit of a fan favorite. For Beef Supreme's kind of nutty
I just need to make
Imperial Knights list with a lot of really unique inclusions this time around. But these players have played previously. Unfortunately, SgtCrusader is coming from the losers bracket, so he was able to win all of his games after losing previously to Beef Supreme, and he now has to beat Beef Supreme a second time in order to actually secure his victory. Whereas if Beef wins this game, obviously he will be moved to the elimination stage. So it's going to be an exciting one. In the previous game, which I believe is hosted up on AshC's channel right now, if you go over exclamation point replays, we'll get you to our VOD channel over in the chat. That's youtube.com/tacticaltortoisetv. That's where all the videos go after they're migrated off of Twitch. The Invitational games so far have a playlist, the Season 8 Invitational playlist, and several of the games were streamed over on Ash's channel. She has those hosted right now. So you can go watch that game. Unfortunately, it did not go well for Mr. Crusader. He, I guess, hearing it down the grapevine, failed all his saves on Magnus against the Volcano Lance. Just got removed. Just got pulled directly off the table. That guy, right at the beginning of the game. We'll see if he can't make some more saves this time around. Very unlucky start to the event for SgtCrusader, but obviously he's coming back for more. Now, unfortunately, the players did have a long discussion before the game of exactly, and you can see the lines being drawn here, exactly where the 1,000 Suns models can hide, because we are on layout 6 today, and this terrain layout is fairly open. At least the position of the vertical line of sight blocking elements, these true line of sight blocking ruins, is pretty wide. So there are big lines of sight as long as the Knights can tow terrain features to see through them. They do have that super heavy walker ability, so as long as they are touching a piece of ruin terrain, they then use true line of sight when determining their line of sight through it, rather than the normal sort of standard ruin rule where line of sight cannot be drawn across the ruin. So if Beef Supreme is able to push up the table early and get a dominating position on these objectives, there's very little where the 1,000 Suns can actually hide from their guns.
Can I fit these guys?
So that's going to be the game plan. That's going to be sort of the real question mark of the day. Now, the SgtCrusader does have a lot of technology he can try to use to stop that from occurring. He does have several forward operators that he may try to push forward here and block the Imperial Knight's ability to move to get to these aggressive positions. But we'll just have to see how things go.
Still some space there.
Prediction is up currently 17K
and the second one
on Imperial Knights. Hot diggity damn. That's quite a bit there for Beef Supreme.
This is going to be
moving over to the lists chat. You can get access to those lists, exclamation point lists in chat. We'll do a quick rundown. Obviously, we have seen both these players play before. SgtCrusader rocking Ahriman on a disc, as well as an Umbralific Crystal Exalted Sorcerer. That's not an Infernal Master, just an Exalted Sorcerer. So the Arcane Shield guy who can regenerate bodyguards back to his unit. An Exalted Sorcerer on disc, as well as one Infernal Master with the Arcane Vortex to get that additional bonus damage. Magnus the Red, 1,000 Suns Demon Prince, and 2 Zangor Shamans. Now, the way that SgtCrusader's list differs quite a bit from other players' takes on 1,000 Suns is that he tends to focus on these big bricks of Rubric Marines rather than taking the kind of MSU builds where you're taking multiple units of 5. So he has a 10-man brick with Flamers and Soul Reaper cannons. That's attached into Ahriman, and especially against these Imperial Knights, these guys can be an absolute nightmare for Imperial Knights. They can rock up to the center of the table, Doom Bolt you for a bunch of damage, with Ahriman doing that for free. Although we don't have a Lord of Forbidden Lore in this list, I should mention, so there is no ability to duplicate that Doom Bolt. But you do get a Doom Bolt for free right off the bat. Then you're firing potentially 10 D6 Flamer shots that wound on 5, excuse me, with full rerolls, probably putting the Knights on their invulnerable save. So you likely don't one-shot a Knight, but it gets really, really close to just cracking one of the big Knights right in half if Ahriman is able to sort of execute that combo in full power. Obviously, that's a little bit difficult to do because the Knights do have the range superiority in this matchup. But we'll see what SgtCrusader can pull out here. If anybody can do it, it's 1,000 Suns. The other unit that he is using is that Infernal Master attached to a 10-man Bolter-equipped Rubric Marine squad, which I don't believe is deployed on the table yet. They're these purple squad over here. These guys are here to use Ensorcelled Infusion to apply psychic buffs to the Bolters. So we are running 8 bolters plus the special weapons in the unit. They're getting sustained hits 1 thanks to the Infernal Master. You can pay a CP to you can pay a couple CP in the unit to sort of fully supercharge them. You can extend their range, turn their weapons into psychic weapons, and then give them full hit and wound rerolls, which can potentially be getting +1 to hit and wound if they're next to Magnus, being psychic weapons. Then getting all those rerolls plus sustained hits plus devastating wounds. These guys can do absolutely insane damage, and the benefit of this unit over the Flamer unit is that you can do so at a longer range, although the attack volume is lower, and they do cost a lot of CP to make work. Now, that Demon Prince that we are seeing get deployed right now is an important piece of that puzzle. He also grants stealth to units within 6 inches, and since we are focusing on these big bricks of 10 models, that stealth is going to be super useful. Especially because it is Imperial Knights. -1 to hit effects can be pretty brutal for Imperial Knights. They don't have a ton of hit buffs or rerolls available. They do have a few, but not an immense number. They have 1 floating reroll, which certainly helps kind of shore up their ranged attacks. But -1 to hit on all their weapons can make them a little sad. Rounding things out, we have a unit of cultists. These are the forward operators I mentioned before, although it looks like they're deploying very, very conservatively right now, which is interesting. I would sort of have expected them to go very aggressively forward and then either position themselves kind of in this space outside of the deployment zone, or even just trying to stand in the center and body block off where enemy models can stand. Like that position over there, and but I guess not today. We also then have 2 units of Zangor Enlightened as well. I don't know if they have the Shamans attached. It looks like one of them may be attached over here, which is always interesting. It's interesting to see the Shamans jumped onto the into the units.
Coming in is...
Moving over to Beef Supreme's army, this is going to be a much easier discussion because it's Imperial Knights, so there's only a couple units. We're rocking a Cerastus Knight Atropos. For those who haven't seen the Atropos before on the table, let's see if I can bring their data sheet up because they do have a very interesting profile that's definitely worth talking about. And I think after having seen Beef Supreme play this thing, I do think that it's maybe a little bit of a it's maybe a little bit of a sleeper hit for the faction. Grab its data sheet. Okay, here we go. The big benefit that the Atropos has is that it is a Cerastus Knight, so it has all the benefits that the Cerastus Knights have. Its Ion Shields are workable both in range and in melee, so he gets all of the benefits of that invulnerable save. He's not focused on just tanking ranged attacks and then sort of folds in melee like the Questoris Knights do. He's also move 12 instead of move 10, which is a big deal as well, which is why he can play so aggressively. The big benefit here, obviously, is that He's got both a strong melee and ranged profile, so both arms on the Atropos here are equipped with ranged attacks. He's got that 4 damage las cutter, which is basically the same weapon profile as Canis Rex, although without the benefits of the chain breaker abilities, obviously. Plus, he's got a Graviton Singularity Cannon, so an additional D3 blast shots and D6 +1 damage. So a lot of really heavy anti-heavy infantry or anti-vehicle shooting. He's also getting +1 to hit and potentially +1 to wound against a lot of enemies. So he is going to be very reliable with those weapons. And he could use the Atropos Las Cutter in melee, so he's swinging 6 4-damage attacks in melee as well. So unlike units like the Crusader, he doesn't fold once he gets engaged in.
All right, the big roll.
Roll to go first here is huge.
You can do it. 50-50 chance.
Come on. Come on, get in.
Thousand Suns would love to go first with this aggressive positioning that we saw from the from the Imperial Knights. Oh, and Beef Supreme takes it with a 6.
All right.
All right, and let's see how we go. Should mention Beef Supreme is rocking Engage All Friends and Assassination as fixed objectives. He's not playing.
All right. Do not have a command.
He's not playing his. He's not playing tacticals. Ricochet with the resub for 12 months, a full year, my guy. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we be stomping, chat. It's stomping time. Not sure what we swore. I think it was probably Layla the Tyrant here. All right, discussing the remainder of Beast Supreme's list real quick. He also has Canis Rex, as we see in the center of the table. You probably got to take that guy in Imperial Knights right now. He's incredibly strong with the new changes to how discounted command points work. Alongside 3 Armature Warglaves and 1 Armature Helverin. Now, the last inclusion is really interesting. It is a Knight Castellan, which is not a unit that we see super often anymore. These guys were sort of the envy of the metagame for a long time, and occasionally they do come back in. But right now, they have some sort of swingy ranged profiles, but they are hard to kill. Beef Supreme is using this as a caddy for Mysterious Guardian, so he's able to teleport this dude, either put him in Deep Strike or I should say, use an uppy downy on him end of his opponent's turn to then Deep Strike him around the table. And given how strong this effect is on ranged attackers, I think that the Knight Castellan is a good position for it because he's going to be able to sort of bounce around the table so aggressively. So obviously we can't do it right now because it has to be the end of the Thousand Suns player's turn. But this coming turn, I wouldn't be too surprised if Sergeant Crusader plays KG for the Castellan to jump up into the air and then take a position sort of maybe along one of these flanks, along these flanking line of sight lines that can go down the side of the table. There's ones on both sides or even touching some central terrains where the opponent can't really see you.
I think we'll go with -1 damage. Do I? No, I think +2 move. I think I'll need the movement to do stuff.
Is the gun on Canis Rex the same as the Forge Road one? It is. You have to remember, though, that Canis Rex... I think Canis Rex natively hits on 2s rather than relying on his datasheet ability in order to do that. You can pull Canis Rex's weapon up. I think the remainder of the profile, if I remember correctly, is identical, but obviously Canis Rex has that Chain Breaker ability, so he gains critical hits on 5-ups rather than 6s. So the sustained 1 on the gun is going to trigger on 5s instead of 6s. So he's much more effective at using it, but the profile is basically the same.
So, don't put it past me.
So the Cerastus Atropos pushing right up the table to touch that terrain feature. I'm shocked that we didn't see the cultists placed up in that position to block that movement. That's very surprising to me. That also would have given Sergeant Crusader more real estate in his deployment zone if he had taken the first turn. But I guess he's trying to keep those guys safe to potentially contest some objectives in the mid game here.
Yeah, either way.
So is this worth it? Well, it probably is. So we'll spend the cheapie.
Didn't see Freedom's hand. Yeah. Canis Rex turns out is one of the most ludicrous melee profiles in 40k. He's hitting on 2s. His 5-ups are sustained. He's swinging 5 times at AP strength 20, AP 3, 9 damage. So he typically averages like 6-ish hits out of his 5 attacks because of that 5-up critical.
Saves AP 2.
It looks like we got a little.
Do I get cover?
A little Overwatch.
From
threat here.
You're not wholly within, yeah. But this will cover
you
you.
can't,
Can't
see the whole model, right?
Yeah.
So yes.
Yep. I'm sure you do get cover, yeah.
So. Yep.
Cool.
Atropos did.
No, 3 doesn't make it. It's AP2.
Yeah.
Did toe the objective here, so it's getting rerolls against them.
No pain.
Love it. And then the little smite, no. And then the flamer, overcharging.
Ooh! Is that 12 shots on the Arcane Vortex?
And rerolling.
No way.
Those 6s, 5s. Because you're D12 and
12 shots.
Reroll what's not that.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Look at that.
Misses.
Chat, 9 saves through on that 4-up on the Atropos. Those are 2 damage each. Could cripple this guy if we get an underswing here. Oh, and it wasn't good. That's going to be 10 damage on that dude.
Yeah, so that plus 2 more.
So that's 4 more damage, right?
Yeah.
2?
Yep.
He takes 12 of it. Half kills the Atropos with a single shot from the Infernal Master.
Cannon.
That was disgusting.
Hits 4 times. And then wounds on 6s. And 6s are devastating. So 2 devastating wounds, please.
Yeah, that was gross.
Hazardous.
Does Canis hit harder than Shalaxi Hellbane?
Killed.
I think that it's different. 8 is hazardous check too.
Oh, sorry, and the plasma pistol.
Awkward.
Yeah, that's.
It's like a different.
There you go.
Question. I think the
Did it? I've not made them yet. But.
The Shalaxi is more reliable because they have the reroll sort of baked in. Canis has the potential to spike low.
Oh, yes.
But his weapon profiles are a little bit.
I should die. Don't.
A little bit.
Devastating wounds on that flamer until your first command phase. So yeah, I mean, fine. Sure.
So is that 2 more?
No. So that would be you'd need to roll 2 more saves. Yeah, 2 more saves for the thingy. Yeah. Okay.
Both. So that's 4 damage.
Yeah, 4 damage. Yeah.
Wow.
Thousand Sun's pretty balanced. That does help when you roll boxcars on your attack volume.
Still, not too shabby for an Overwatch.
Yeah, I think
the literal max attacks is pretty good. If I don't know, if your opponent runs directly at you, runs into a bunch of torrent weapons, and you don't do damage to them,
yeah,
that would be surprising.
The Magnus thing.
But yeah, the Shalaxi with the rerolls is probably more reliable. Canis Rex has the potential to spike low, and Shalaxi has a higher volume, but they're certainly comparable, definitely. And I think that the interesting thing too is Canis's sweep attack is actually really scary because he is also getting those sustained hits on the sweep. So if he's going into heavy infantry or something, he's probably netting like 12 or 14 attacks at the 3 damage profile, which is basically similar to a lot of like the upper end of melee profiles in other factions are, and he just gets it as his offhand weapon option.
Throw guns over here, to be honest. We will just.
You see Knights approaching for the Battle Sister Squad with the new Imperial Agent rules.
It is. I'm gonna move it back.
I'm not sure. Yeah, because a 10 model squad is a lot. So I think that the classic Imperial Agent inclusions that give you like really cheap options are probably still going to be superior. I don't know how often they want to spend a full like 100-ish points on a unit. That's almost an entire Warglaive. And I think they would rather just have a Warglaive. So Knights have Engaged on all fronts and Assassination as the 2 secondaries. So pretty easy early game, sort of low scoring Engaged on all fronts. Plus we have that uppy downy with the Mysterious Guardian if Beef Supreme wants to use that. Storm weapons shouldn't be killing an Atropos in Overwatch. I mean, they didn't. they almost got halfway there.
See outside of terrain, right? So he needs to see
so
through the
come
terrain.
from here. So pop some shots into.
Winner of this game goes to the semifinals in the elimination stage. This is the group finals of Group B. Got a lot of really exciting group stage games going on later this weekend. We've obviously got this one today. Tomorrow is going to be the Group A stages, so that's the Ashe C versus Faye rematching. And after that, going to be several hours after that, we're also going to be watching Telly versus Child. That's going to be the Group C losers game, and that will determine who plays in the Group C finals game. So getting right here to the end of the group stage, which is exciting. Some super cool games have been played so far in this stage. This is top of one. Yep.
To get there.
Yeah, he did. And the big guy, he's good too.
Curious as to what this Atropos is going to be firing at. I think it is heavily incentivized to just plow into one of these rubric squads. Honestly, probably Aramon's squad is going to be the sort of priority target number one here. He could just laser into Magnus and try to do as much damage to Magnus as possible this early, but I don't think... I think that he needs to be able to mitigate the amount of rubric marines he's got. And then I wouldn't be surprised, too, if we saw a charge into the Demon Prince as well. That could potentially engage this rubric marine squad, which gets you hit by the Infernal Master, but that's not the end of the world. We're gonna shoot the Demon Prince. That's interesting. He is a little bit sticky to shoot at, but if we could get rid of the Demon Prince, that's another really hefty melee profile you get off the table. The interesting thing about the Thousand Suns Demon Prince, for those who don't know, is that his weapon profiles are not that exciting. He's only Strength 8, AP 2, 3 damage, but his weapon is Psychic, which means it gets all the benefits of the Thousand Suns detachment ability, and it gets the bonuses from Magnus's aura, so it gets +1 to hit and wound when he's near Magnus. So he actually becomes kind of dangerous once Magnus gets stuck into the fight, and Magnus is likely to I don't know if Magnus is going to get in melee this early, but Magnus is certainly going to have to play rough here in a second in order to pull his pull his friends out of this situation that they found themselves in. Atropos is at 15 right now, chat. Got to focus down the Arcane Vortex squad. Yeah, the interesting thing is that you have to kill like all 10 of these guys in order for the Arcane Vortex to really care. The bolt gun squad gets less useful if you start to remove the bolt guns out of it.
Terrain, I guess not.
But the
I can.
Yeah, you can now see everything.
It's gonna be a 4-up either way, right?
Yeah, it's a 4-up in one. So nope, damage.
4.
Cool.
Oh, we fired into the Demon Prince.
And then the other one is D3.
Interesting. So I wonder if we're just gonna try to melee attack those guys, which is a little bit less exciting. Although you do block off there.
Death Wounds has how many shots?
They're shooting that coming turn.
Not Death Wounds. Hazardous.
Do I?
But the Aramon's unit, I think, force multiplies so hard, and it's so much more dangerous for the Knights than the Bolt Gun Squad, especially because the Bolt Gun Squad takes a lot of resources to use effectively. So I don't know how excited Beef Supreme is at
All right, yeah, I think I
to be like ripping that attack off.
The amount of ones. Roll this. There you go. Don't use the 5s.
Yeah. Alright, it's a little bit more even.
What are we doing right now? It's just rolling through the
both
dice roller.
Disappointing.
Yeah, I guess you could epic challenge it, sure.
Not much I can do about it. The castle.
Demon Prince did live though. So he may just go into the Demon Prince.
Back here.
Sure. I'll just take them off.
Right.
Well, actually, you could.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, they could actually survive. Yeah.
Okay. D6 plus 3 is going to be 6 shots.
Gotta warm up the dice roller. I gotta start doing that.
Yeah.
After I start rolling just a stack of abysmal dice, I'll just be like, all right, man, you need some practice. Let's get you some practice.
There you go. Easy peasy. Yeah. Bye-bye, chickens.
So Zangor Enlightened unit taken out by the Castellan. I think SgtCrusader is probably okay with trading a unit of 40-point utility guys for the shooting phase of an entire Castellan Knight.
Yeah, you're probably
actually.
Got some flame effects with the dice roller? Yeah, we'll just plant a little animated campfire right under it.
Finish there. So you'll need...
Yeah,
fine. Yeah, with a 6 you...
That's a good idea, actually.
Purple unit,
Yeah, and I don't think I can make it with a 5, so...
Yeah, I think with a 6 you should
not. Yeah, with a 6, I can be there and be an inch away from the Demon Prince. That is what we will attempt.
So we're charging only the Rubric squad here? Interesting. So we are probably going to try to precision, like you're saying here, chat. I was sort of expecting a little bit of a...
Can I base you with a 6?
Oh, did we go to the Demon Prince?
Yeah.
But if I'm only charging 1, I have to come here, right?
I have to come here, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alright,
Ooh, I wonder if...
I am going to...
He is going to try to tag the Rubric, Aramon's Rubric squad.
And I will do... You are...
With a pile-in.
You have nothing.
Because he has to end the pile-in basing this Marine, but he can move, like, sort of in a diagonal here. And if he does enough damage and clips the Soul Rubric, he might be able to get them with a consolidation, too. If he tags the second Rubric squad, I think it's all Ogre. You can also, with the pile-in, you could also move off of the objective back here, and suddenly the Rubric Marines don't get rerolls against you. So this Castus, or the Cerastus gets super duper tough.
Yes. Yep.
And there goes the...
He is dead.
Alright, that is the epic challenge.
So he's dead, and 3 more guys are dead. Sorry, it's damage 4, you said?
Damage 4.
Yeah, so that and 3 more guys.
Yeah, you did epic challenge, yeah.
2, 3.
Okay.
Cool. I will take the purple dice out.
But I think we can touch Aramon's unit. So engaging Aramon's unit would be a disaster here for SgtCrusader.
Yeah, I want to see what I can do. If I go...
Not if he has to base the Demon Prince, though.
Swing at me. You are... 6 attack. 18.
If he remains where he is on the objective,
I'm not there.
He's just getting cooked right now by Aramon, for sure. Just getting cooked.
6, you'll hit with 6, wound with 2, do...
Yeah, he didn't pile in, chat, for sure. But I think if he had piled in, I think SgtCrusader leaves the Soul Reaper cannon. Because if he piled in, he would have had to have based the Soul Reaper cannon. Because he didn't, SgtCrusader can pull that model and make it so that he's farther away. Yeah, it is a little funny that these like 3-story tall robots can challenge people to a duel. I don't know. But epic challenge, it's a cool stratagem. It definitely makes character play more interesting in 40k. The theme of the the theme of the interaction is a little funny though.
It's not really blocking. Am I feeling lucky?
Engaging the Demon Prince here. So the awkward part about Thousand Suns, and one way that their game plan can fall apart super quickly, is that they don't have any way to fall back and do stuff. They have to basically kill you out of engagement range in order to be able to do things. Cool. So engaging the Demon Prince here will lock it in place for a turn at least. And it's only maybe doing 3 damage. Yeah, or not, or it does nothing. There you go.
4 points.
Question obviously is whether or not SgtCrusader even falls back out of melee. He can still shoot his flamers and stuff into that knight. Importantly, Beef Supreme has not touched the terrain with Canis Rex, and also he's importantly pulled that guy off of the terrain feature, or off. Excuse me, not terrain, the objective markers.
Cool.
He has pulled that guy off of the objective marker with the pile in there, so he is not able to get those Bringers of Change rerolls from the Rubric Marines on these models, which is excellent counterplay. I think if you haven't learned already to not touch terrain features against these really, really like hefty armies that are super dangerous with rerolls on objectives, then Thousand Suns and to a lesser extent Tau being pretty effective right now. Question here is whether or not we see a pull on the Exalted Sorcerer. We could see the Exalted Sorcerer, Umbralific Crystal into the corner here. If they can drop in the back here and knock out the Armature Helverin, that's actually going to be a big deal. But I don't think that's what we're going to be doing, it looks like.
Cool. So
yeah, so Beef Supreme is a team worldwide, or a prestige worldwide, excuse me, player, and the through line of prestige worldwide is that they name all of their models after each other, which is adorable. So the Cerastus Knight is Ian Power, which is Flashback, who we watched actually SgtCrusader played against in the Losers 2 game for this event, for this game. He won that matchup in order to get to the back here. Beef's Room is of course named Canis Rex after himself.
This knight here is not
the Knight Castellan is Commander Cha-Cha.
So
we have Robo-Shark, the Robo-Shark Warglaive, the Agent X Warglaive, the Fey Warglaive,
really fancied it.
And the Tauren gets to be an Armature Helverin, I guess, because he doesn't play that often anymore.
This guy's marked for this guy's marked. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so Fey, also part of Team Prestige Worldwide, also names all of her characters after other Prestige Worldwide members. It's very cute, yeah.
It is not touching objectives, correct?
I have to say, I think that
is not touched.
The
Atropos is not touched.
Teams, like the team play around T5S2 is very heartwarming. All the team, the team players make me happy. They're very nice. So
he can come out and play.
Are we gonna try to just kill Canis Rex here? The awkward part about this position is that if everything went to the Thousand Suns, it went exactly how the Thousand Suns wanted them to go. There's a non-zero chance they kill the Atropos, and if they get lucky, they also kill Canis Rex here. But in order to do so, they have to walk into the sort of optimal range of all of these Armature Warglaives. The Armature Warglaives have a really scary profile against Magnus specifically. They're wounding him on 3s with those Thermal Lances, and they have those floating rerolls from Layla the Tyrants, which I think is what we took. They're also Melta 4, so even if you damage blank a failed save, the 4 Melta damage still carries through because of how the damage bonuses are calculated. So Magnus is never truly safe from these Armature Warglaives going in and plowing him for a bunch of damage.
No.
The Armatures are also they're mediocre in melee, but they're good enough to kill Rubric Brains in melee as well. So if Magnus pushes forward, he probably eats all the shooting to the face, and then the Rubrics get charged by the Armature Warglaives, and it doesn't look good from there.
We've got CP.
I almost wonder if we just see the Thousand Suns pull back, try to kill the Atropos, do as much damage as they can to Canis Rex, and sort of create concentric circles of defense around their home objective. And then try to win in the later game. This is, we are playing Pariah Nexus here today, chat. So they are, they do have the opportunity to secret mission later in the game if they're up on attrition.
Not gonna lie. And that also is.
So Brief Supreme did get his assassination for killing that Infernal Master. He also got the big money engaged in all fronts because of where that Atropos ended up. Again, I'm so curious that SgtCrusader didn't front deploy these cultists and then just scout them into that position where the Atropos could have seen. That's surprising. Magnus on the movement bonus today as well. It's important to note.
He probably needs to go somewhere different. 6, and that stops him there. I think we'll have to put him here. And our man, if we make a little bit of space there, should be just here. And as long as this guy is just there, he should be okay. And he should still be able to see.
So pushing the Flamers forward on, looks like to fight Canis. They could also just go super hard into the Armature Warglaive over here. The Flamers are still effective against the big knights when they're not touching objectives. They're still running on 5s, rerolling 1s rather than full rerolls. But It's not perfect.
So if I move Magnus 1, 3, and 12.
The big thing, though, is that the Rubric Marines are then sort of threatening a pretty scary Overwatch in the middle of the table. If any of these models move, there's the potential that they just Overwatch and do a bunch of additional damage, because that is still buffed by Ahriman. They're also going to probably stifle Canis' ability to move up the table and protect Magnus with their bodies. Protect Magnus with their lives. As dangerous as I did mention that the armigers are for Magnus, the reverse is also true. Magnus is
and he goes in range of them.
Is actually super dangerous to armigers as well. There's the potential that he kills 2 or 3 of them every round if he's allowed to do whatever he wants.
Oh. Well, I'll move the disc before I move Magnus. Sorry, forgot to move these guys. These guys.
Yeah, we're really just going for it here.
Here, I don't think so.
No reserves for either player, too.
These guys are the guys.
We're just all in the scrum.
Do something.
Getting that Arcane Vortex killed is huge, though. That guy represents so much damage, and the fact that he only got 1 shot off before he went down is gonna be huge.
For this guy, 7.
Last match he forward deployed the Cultists and lost them and regretted it in his post-game chat.
Sure. So these guys just gonna come here for now.
That's interesting. Like I don't know if that changes anything, right? Because well, I think ultimately you probably just need more cultists then. But you know, what's more dangerous, right? Is the Atropos shooting plus fighting scarier, or is the Castle and teleporting around scarier? Because this is much easier to prevent. By the way, engaged in all fronts and marked for death are the polls for SgtCrusader. I imagine that marked for death is probably off the table. And he didn't pull his teleport unit into the air, so I wonder if that's also going to be a blank on engaged in all fronts. I kind of would love to have seen them jump into the corner.
Sorry, I'll move them before Magnus leaves, but I think that's still not enough because it's going to be a 10. So they don't give me engage. But that's fine. Here for a different job, right? It's down here. We'll go with the enlightened chickens next. Rolling up ants at 2. That's not enough. That'll be 14.
We got a couple of marked for death scores. I scored marked for death yesterday. Actually, I got it in a pretty good time. My opponent only had a couple units that I couldn't get to.
For me, and
so like it depends. It's definitely probably
these chickens here.
I don't know if it's the worst. Is that one the worst, or is recover assets the worst? Recover assets is just so obnoxious. It's probably on the level for sure. 2 Zangor Shamans are separate, in fact. Okay. They do have that devastating wound blast weapon, so there's the potential that they spike a couple of mortals into the Serasis Knight. Although the
question is, do we want to stay in combat with
the Demon Prince is going to have to pull back if you want to fire those weapons into that guy. The non-blast can go in just fine, but the blast is going to have trouble.
We can't do bolt you, we can't grenade you, but we want to
take recover assets all day.
Other things.
Yeah, I think it's maybe just the timing.
I think there's enough combat.
Kawaii Spoons is a good point. The March for Death is really good in the late game if the fight is even. Recover assets is really good turn 1.
Okay, so I think that's the movement phase. We'll go on.
Like recover phase. Command point. That is an asset, right? There you go. Perfect.
Start with free strat for Magnus for 6. 5 for a double move, and that's going to be on the green squad. I think they're just going to be touching the objective as much as they can. They move 5 now, so I think they might actually not make it. No, they won't make it. It's okay. This guy won't.
Yeah, we're just all in.
And
SgtCrusader's like, all right, man. You want this fight? You asked for it. Let's go.
The thingy. That chain cannon's just gonna.
Math-wise, it's never worth it on 3 units. Yeah, the 3rd unit is a pipe dream for sure. You're already winning the game if you get all 3 recover assets
on the
scores.
Sorcerer on Arman's squad, and we're gonna do it on the guy that's an object target. So the little Fae person thingy, whatever it's called.
Oh, those are marked for death markers. Oh, we marked an armiger.
4.
Could SgtCrusader be the hero that we need right now and kill an armiger with mark for death on it?
Do the free one from our man, and we're going to add +2 to AP to all the shots going into Canis Rex. Okay.
Interesting.
And now we go on to the actual shooting phase. So
+2 AP, it'll...
Yep.
Excellent, Chad.
30 shots wounding on 5.
Yeah.
Can you... Yeah, you can't stack.
Okay.
Yeah. This can be over by turn 2.
Right.
Yeah, I think basically. Well, I mean, you never count Magnus out. If there's one thing that
into the
you know, I think every Thousand Suns player knows is that like the game is live as long as Magnus is. If you're not getting absolutely reamed,
flamers,
and you've attritioned your opponent down to a point, Magnus can actually just solo out games, and especially against armigers, he's just so good at killing them. He can I don't want to say very reliably, but reasonably reliably kill one in shooting and one in melee every turn. So if SgtCrusader can get to a point where Magnus is unmolested and he's killed the 2 big knights in the center, and all his opponent has left is armigers and Knight Castellan, he's going to be off to the races. He's going to be having a good time. The Knight Castellan's always super dangerous, but it is super swingy, so there's a potential that Magnus just blanks it every turn. We'll see how that rolls out.
And we've got the
hopefully his dice are better than his last game.
Does it get hot?
But the dangerous thing for Magnus is like getting caught in melee with these big guys that have a million super high damage melee attacks. That's the thing that actually just straight up kills him.
Wounding on 5s, rerolling. Nope. Nice one. And then we've got the chain cannon onto the big knight. It's going super well. Hitting on 4s. 1 devastating on the big knight. And rerolling 1s, actually. Yeah, so down to 14, I guess. Sure. So that was underwhelming, to say the least.
We gotta get some casino guns in here, chat. The 2d6 sustained 3s. To really just have no idea what's going to occur in your shooting phase.
Demon Prince will shoot the Atropos.
Will I one-shot an entire knight or do 0 damage? I don't know. We'll find out.
4s, doesn't matter, and 6s. Come on. Sure, nothing. Good stuff. Great rolling.
Weird part about the Thousand Suns, or the Demon Prince's weapon, is that his Infernal Cannon is not a psychic weapon. It's very strange.
I think... this guy, I need to know how much wounds he's got left, so we'll turn the bolter's magic for 1 CP, and we'll fire onto the armiger. Got 8 wounds left. That's gonna be, what is that?
Dream is for the casino gun to have sustained D6 plus D3.
2s now, and then these are wounding you on 5s. Sure. So 3 devastating and reroll 1s. You're an objective. No, you're not. Sorry, reroll 1s though. 1 second. So 2 saves and 3 devastating.
Saves.
Oh, 5 damage out on the armature warglaive. We'll see if we can feel no pain it. Oh, 2 get feel no pain. Okay. That 6 of feel no pain is like
the minimum. So funny.
You assume that it's gonna fail, but then it just spikes, and then you.
So really funny.
And then you get really mad.
Shooting the chicken. So first chicken onto Canis. D6 shots. Come on, D6 shots. Go for it. 6 shots. Hitting on 2s, because Magnus is about. Great stuff.
Never see Thousand Suns players twisting anymore in a big play turn.
So 4s.
Friends tend to prefer just another Dean Boulder combo. Yeah, so
2 now.
The Twist of Fate is very expensive now.
How much damage?
For a
and the second chicken is 5 shots.
For the amount of
Misses twice again.
Damage that you can expect from it, especially because a lot of times you're going into an invuln save. So many times you're like, oh, I can buff myself to the point that I'll hit their invuln save. So I'm giving myself usually +1 or +2 AP.
He gets
the only times that it
sure.
is like super relevant right now is if your opponent just literally has like a 2 or 3 up save and no other effects going on. But the fact that it's the most expensive Kabbalistic ritual means that a lot of times it's not that useful.
We will go with.
Thank you, dudes.
Who is going?
But the Doom Bolts are usually like higher expected damage for sure, especially in this situation. I think the only reason that we Twisted is from Ahriman is that we had already paid to Doom Bolt, and there's no Lord of Forbidden Lore in this list, so we can't do double Doom Bolts. But I'm almost sure that Sergeant Crusader would have Doom Bolted twice if he had it available, because right now, essentially, what
9.
What Doombolt says is, I'm going to pay 9 Cabal points to cost you 1 CP to rotate your Ion Shields. It's basically what it does. In this situation, it's interesting because I think that Sergeant Crusader would love to rotate Ion Shields onto the Warglaive, but obviously that would leave Canis Rex like largely unprotected. So it depending on what he values more.
Do you hit on 2s?
Yeah, no Lord of Forbidden Lore. Just didn't take it.
This is a chink.
So far, it hasn't come up in Sergeant Crusader's games, but the lack of 2 Doom Bolts in this situation is really scary.
These are +1 to hit. They both hit. These are +1 to wound. They don't wound. They wound on 5s. And then the Sorcerer, 6 shots on 2s. Be nice if I stopped rolling like 2 1s on every like 6 shot. But anyway, and wounding you on 5s. Okay, so 1 save. This is going to add up to AP4, so on your invuln, and 1 D3.
That's the Arcane Blast, or the Astral Blast into the Canis Rex.
1. And the Plasma Pistol onto the end.
Oh my god, and these Feel No Pains are good too. Oh, Beef Supreme is killing it right now. Oh, this game might be a fast one, chat.
So this is going down the drain.
We've managed 4 damage to the Atropos and 1 damage to Canis. Sustained D6 D6. How many attacks do you get? Oh, 1 D6 D6s worth of attacks. What if you make it weird? What if it's like 3 D6 D3?
This armature here is just annoying.
We get it's a 10 D3 rolls over here. I guess he doesn't like the double Doom Bolt, chat. So one thing you have to think about is that although all Thousand Suns lists kind of look the same at this point, Sergeant Crusader's actually got a very interesting version because he's relying on these big bricks of Marines, which means that he's focused super heavily on superpowering these guys, so that's where a lot of his Kabbalistic rituals and stuff is going, rather than the additional moves that you normally see.
Not great. So just 5. And they all hit, and here we're looking for devs, to be honest. Just shocking. Cool. Well, okay, well that's better. So 2 saves with your invuln and 2 devs. Okay, so 9
total?
Yeah.
Just throwing algebraic equations into the chat here.
And then we're going to do the little gun.
Sustained the square root of the
on 2s.
Total area of a rhombus.
There you go.
Pretty good. Yeah, so 8 devs, yeah.
I'm going to turn the player mics down a little bit. I've forgotten that I had turned them up yesterday. Let me know if that sounds a little bit better. I don't know if they're too loud.
Very interesting bombs to have. Oh my god, what do I shoot these idiots? Part of me wants to shoot at Canis, but I think it's going to be a waste because I don't get rerolls. Part of me wants to charge you because enough damage causes you problems, and I've got +1 to wound. You're bracketed now. Use -1 to hit, I guess, but you're still Decisions, my god. I think shooting at the armature that's got 5 wounds is just a clickbait, so we'll probably not do that. But that means we're burning 2 CP, which is pretty silly. But again, no rerolls, no rerolls. Some rerolls. Maybe we commit to...
Alright, so Canis did get walloped.
Well, not literally, but he fell off the thingy. Pause the clock, if that's alright. Fuck.
Looks like we lost Beef Supreme.
Is he there in the call?
Ripperonis.
Hello?
Still in the call, or did I lose all the internet?
See if we can get him back in momentarily here. Thank you for the follow, Crimson Cringe.
Yeah, 30 shots on 5s is 10 wood.
Appreciate you.
4 ups. Actually, don't die. There's the other idiots, but it's not really. Yeah. This also takes primary points off you, which is nice.
Okay, Beef Supreme's coming back in. Got a little TTS crash, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Classic?
Yeah.
Classic TTS?
Yep.
Okay. It should be coming back in. It's just loading up.
Cool. Yeah, we'll try with Canis. I think I've got nothing to lose. I've got ignore cover anyway. You've 4 up in months.
Yep.
You just have to try it, right? So,
Yeah, so
everything.
rotate, get Windmill Slam down on Canis Rex, as is to be expected, I
We'll
think.
start with 10 flamers, all the same to you.
Mm-hmm.
Number shots. That's pretty good.
Hey,
And
36.
these are on
Okay.
5s, rerolling once. Like that. That's how you lose a game.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's much better.
How many?
9-6,
9?
please. Be nice if you rolled the same as me. Okay, that's pretty close, sure. So you save 3, so you fail 6 so far. No pains. These dice rolls are shocking.
Yeah.
Sure.
Take 4, 5.
5, sure. And then we've got...
Canis Rex at 2. Can we get him with a Soul Reaper?
Oh, not
That's way too many dice.
on par as ever. 2 devastating and the 2
Ooh.
pains.
Could get him. 2 feel no pains. And he's down. All right, chat.
Hopefully he doesn't.
Armon comes in clutch.
Put your guy somewhere.
So no marked for death going to get scored out, it looks like. But we are knocking down a Canis Rex for Sir Hector to run away.
Hiding away.
Oh, Sir Trevi. Oh, I was in Canis Rex. No wonder I fucking died instantly.
I paused the clock. Sorry.
That's right. I don't think the clock's going to be an issue.
Sir Trevi jumping out there. What's up, guy? I'm getting wrecked, chat.
Cool. And then we're gonna go onto the charge.
No, it's just so I can use my cool gun and my 2+ weapon skill close combat attack.
Arman's
Yeah.
Warglaive.
Mm-hmm.
That is an accurate depiction of my martial arts prowess for sure. 2+ weapon skill. All right, we're charging.
Just need to get.
Can we knock out a Cerastus Atropos with Magnus the Red and a bunch of idiots? That's the big question here. I'm gonna just try to, I think, out OC the Warglaive, so
11.
Beef Supreme doesn't go skyrocketing away with the score. But that was a crackback. That was the crackback that we needed right now. Obviously, there's still a lot of 40k to play, but I think that went from being a real disaster for the Thousand Suns to being an interesting situation.
I'll probably get within 1 inch.
Hits on a 2, wounds on a 7. Yeah, my weak noodly arms. My arms are only noodly today, chat, because I went to the gym last night.
Come on.
No, I'm all stiff.
6. Fat this guy. See, I probably need to put him there, so then he goes the other way.
Armand leading the Reddit mob. Is Reddit? Is Reddit the Black Library?
He's like, fuck.
The sum of all knowledge in the universe or whatever?
And
that's why Ahriman's there.
What'll be funny is that this guy would have to move to him, I guess. Well, I guess if I move all the unit that way, then he has to join for coherency reasons, so... I guess there's silver linings everywhere. Cool. And then we're just gonna charge your Atropos with everything, so...
My gun is just inky. Yeah.
Magnus... sure.
Rawr.
For 7... Stuff. I'm gonna charge with the orange unit. And...
All in here. This is not the situation you typically want to be in, Chad, is when you're charging with the Rubric Marines. Once the Rubric Marines get in there, things get a little awkward.
So, yes. Probably have to. This guy probably had to base as well. Yeah, that's cool. And then the chickens, in that case, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, you could do.
Yeah. And then the first chicken's gonna try it. Come on, chicken.
We're also charging with the Zangor Shamans, dude.
Need a longer.
They got 3 force weapon attacks. Let's get them in there. And we're getting buffed by Magnus.
I think that everyone.
You know things are going well when the
blah blah blah.
When the Zangor Shamans get locked in.
That's not enough to interrupt.
Atropos explode? Yeah, that would be a disaster. An absolute disaster. I'm kind of here for it, though. Let's see.
We'll start with... Sorry, Magnus, since he moved. Let's pivot him. I'd rather... Yeah, Magnus is fine over here. So Magnus is going to punch the Atropos. Just do the big thing. Big swings, because I don't see a reason to do little swings. They all hit. +1 to wounds, wounding on 2s. Cool, so 6 dev and 5 saves, please. These are AP3, so on your 5 up inbound.
How many saves? 4?
5.
5.
No, 4. Sorry, gunk.
Yeah, 1 flubbed.
Yeah.
Alright, Chant. Oh, Atropos rocks the saves. Only takes 9 from Magnus. Does he feel no pain through it? Not like this. Feel no pain's 2 of them. Magnus hits him for 7, down to 4. Cool. Now, all these little force weapons do get +1 to hit and wound right now, so they are actually kind of lethal.
Go with Zangor Shaman.
Not literally lethal, because they have devastating wounds, but...
So 3 attack.
They could be lethal hits.
On 2.
Although I don't know if like any living human has ever chosen the lethal hits.
Certainly not enough. No. Zangor Shaman.
Psychic weapon buff that Call to Sorcery has access to.
AP1, I guess? Yeah, AP1 damage D3. So 4 ups. Cool. D3 damage for 3. Cool. Takes all, I think, 1 left. And then the Sorcerer, so the orange unit. Exalted Sorcerer, although the 2 sticks are now the same. Cool. So misses 2. And wounding on 5, so 1 save. AP1.
The 5+ is not only in shooting for the Cerastus chassis. The Cerastus chassis has it permanent.
Hit. 1 devastating. So D3 damage from this. 1 damage. Can you roll
1 more hit on the Feel No Pain. Oh, and he goes down. 2 big knights killed.
Do I blow up?
For SgtCrusader. Interesting. I wonder if Beef Supreme maybe regretting the decision to put Canis in the center there. Because he's in such a leading position, he could sort of toilable the fight around the Cerastus Atropos and then set up Canis, but Canis in the middle means that Ahriman can counterpunch him. I'm also surprised the shooting went into the Demon Prince and not the Rubric Marine unit.
Here.
No explosion, chat. I don't think it's GG. Not yet. There's a mysterious Guardian Castellan over here, and this guy has 1 trillion guns on him, plus all of these Armature Warglaves who are, as we mentioned before, pretty good at chunking Rubric Marines down.
Great.
So we'll have to see. Plus, Belief Supreme's going to be up pretty significantly on score. It looks like SgtCrusader scoring a big old-fashioned goose egg on the first turn here. So Beef Supreme's about to go up 18 points.
These ones, don't they have to move towards?
Yeah, they moved already.
Yeah.
These two moved too.
But like afterwards. Are you?
Oh yeah, afterwards, if I don't kill you, I don't have to.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So if I don't kill you, then I just move back in.
Okay.
Yeah. And then this guy's gonna base, obviously, and Arman's gonna base. Good stuff. Cool. And then we're gonna punch you. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 8. So 10 attacks from Space Marines. I wish I could remove armor saves in melee. This would be painful. So 2 saves. I didn't roll any of the 5s I needed. And then we've got
Fail 1 damage.
Yep.
Feel no pain.
Does not care. Cool. Arman hits everything. Wounds on 5s. 1 dev.
Sir Trevi going for the counterpunch. Dude, the dude has a heavy bolter for a pistol. He's got like a deagle.
So 6 damage on.
He's just gonna crack you for 2 damage when he shoots you.
Take 4.
Cool. And then the little sticks. Ah, triple 1. Let's do it. Cool. So yeah, didn't kill you. That's so cool and groovy. We're just gonna pile in. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've got the objective already. So, but since we can't go and get you, we might as well. This guy just needs to.
All right, folks. Well, I think we got a game on our hands here. See if this Armiger Warglaive can knock anybody down. Question is if it stays in melee. I feel like it probably does.
First, I'm thinking.
And do you maybe just
Can't base.
chunk in the second Warglaive and try to get a tank shock into a fight? If you can knock Arman's unit down, that's a big threat off the table.
Touching that terrain.
And try to use the Knight Castellan to kill one of the other units.
I think
and you can maybe just leave it basically on Magnus and the character brick in the back here.
Table quarters.
As combat effective units. Downside is that you can't epic challenge with the Armigers. They're not characters, so they can't fight Arman himself. Try to get rid of the +1 to wound.
Engage on all fronts. But I'm going to keep Mark for death. So I'm going to pitch that for a CP. And it's going to be over to you.
Right. Who wins? A dust box or Trevi with a pistol older than he is? I think Sir Hector, honestly, probably pretty favored in the Rubric Marine fight. Dude's got a 4+ save. He doesn't die if you don't have an AP value. And his pistol will just crack you. I think Sir Hector kills a Rubric Marine for sure. If they're engaged in melee, 100%. That Rubric Marine's done for.
Just going to take this point off.
If they have to move and there's Overwatches involved, things might get spicy, but the...
Classic!
Otherwise, I think it's a little interesting.
Yep, now Magnus is going to be -1 damage.
Alright.
And we're over to Battle Round 2, chat. That was a lot of damage for the first battle round of the game. I also think an important thing to keep in mind is going to be how much damage this orange unit receives. Because if Beef Supreme can knock it down low, that's the unit with the Umbrellific Crystal. So that's the unit that has the capability of like harassing this objective back here. And if Beef Supreme can kill it, that would be a big deal. I wonder if this Armiger has a shot on anything, because he actually has a pretty dangerous profile.
These two.
Doggy time.
9 from the...
Cool if Chaos Knight's got an epic hero to match Canis Rex. They get an epic War Dog, yeah.
I'm pretty sure you could just see Magnus.
For sure. The windmill slam for knights, and I'm surprised they've never done this, is to do like long strike style or Sergeant Kronos style upgrades for knights, where it's like you instead of getting a whole custom knight as the epic hero, you get a little dude who goes into the knight, and maybe he can go in, like, they have all the openable top hatches, like you could put him in the top hatch, and then he could have the same like ability that Canis Rex has, where he hops out when the knight dies, and then they could change what the knight's characteristics are. That would be the windmill slam, because then all you do have to do is get a little a little guy. Character Knight Aberrant. Can we make Knight Aberrants like not trash. That would be the cool thing. They were so good last edition, and they changed the psychic rules, and everything kind of fell apart. The interesting thing was that they were always a knight who supplemented their kind of like below average shooting with good psychic, and now they don't do that, so they don't just have bad stats. Bit of a miss, to be honest.
How did chat like my flamer roll, Trevi? Although I did get payback with devastating wounds, but that was an exciting 36 dice roll.
Chat was more excited about the potential of the Atropos exploding.
Oh,
yeah.
Why are they so mean to? I presume you're not. Oh, you're trying to see if you can charge both.
Just seeing where.
Yeah, the Atropos exploding would have been hilarious because I think it just evaporates the two little chickens. I've explained this to everyone multiple times. My Mutilith Vertex Beast exploded and killed like 10 of my Cabal points in one swing or something silly like that. So, and that's why I don't play a Mutilith anymore.
Classic.
Bang.
Classic.
It's on the show. Get right.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, Tzeentch is the great deceiver. You never know where where the allegiances of his minions lie, because he could potentially be working against you. The Vortex Beast was trying to ruin your plans the whole time.
Me leave it on the shelf so I can play the meta list, right? Is that?
Yeah, maybe the Vortex Beast he was really tired. He just wants to go home.
I don't want to work anymore.
Yeah, it's not bad. All you want is for me to extend the range of your capitalistic rituals.
You want to make your last cannons work? Here's bolts that shoot 36 inches. There you go. Forget Predators with like AP5 last cannons. Who wants them?
Change Cast Knight armor roll from the awesome 9th edition one. Yeah, for sure. The 9th edition one was weird. Although to be fair, 9th edition army rolls were way more complicated in general. And the 10th edition one is like a 10th edition update of the 9th edition mechanic.
Faye loves
that. Would be something that I would be shocked if we didn't see changed when their 10th edition official codex comes out.
Of all the people that were in the
after my teammates.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's a little humble brag there from Prestige Worldwide. Are these named after all the people in the Invitational? No. They're just named after my teammates, and my teammates always make the Invitational. Oh, okay. Prestige Worldwide just has a huge representation at the upper echelon of competitive online 40k. Oh, okay. Fair enough. That makes sense. Yeah, I always assumed that the full army roll was always in effect. And then the Chaos Knight opponent had to remind me that I was not actually like getting every single downside that their like auras projected all the time. What is the Castellan shooting this turn? I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to push up this way to this position here, and then get lines into the rubrics in the center. The green and orange squads need to have a talking to.
Yeah, you've got the little statue. Yeah. This friend here. You should be able to finish here. Right?
If you right-click on the statue, you can see its actual collider. There's a... You're essentially not allowed to overlap the plinth of the statues on all the maps that have them in this map pool.
Did you keep Marked for Death?
Yep.
I like that Marked for Death keep because it makes the armature very
Doombolt, if I get
very dangerous. It makes it scary for it to move too, because there's a potential Overwatch happening here anywhere.
Although in hindsight, what I should have done is whatever shot at that shot something else. But anyway.
A lot of thinking going on today.
The 6-inch bubble.
Yeah.
The other important thing for these rubrics to remember too is that they have a 4+ invulnerable save right now, which is going to keep them alive for a little bit. At least the 2 with the Exalted Sorcerers attached. That is good. That is especially useful. I would love to see this Armiger Helverin get a shot, though, because it's the high-volume multi-damage is exactly what you need to kill Rubric Marines, but it is a little sort of defensively positioned right now. I don't think it's going to be getting line of sight to anybody.
That's more than an inch.
What was he trying to do?
From Arima, just see if he can get into combat there. I don't think so.
I'll measure it out for you. No, 1.2. Okay. No.
Gotta go around the circle, I think.
You'd need like a 3 on the advance to get there, probably.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I wonder if we could see Hector move back to the home objective to hold that down. He does have that protection against Doombolts now. Doombolt can't target lone operatives outside 12 inches. So he's a little tough for the Thousand Suns to get a grips on. But he's got to get all the way back there. And that would free the Helverin to move up and start plastering damage down. It's also got those Sky Sweeper protocols. So the Armiger Helverin's actually super dangerous to Magnus himself. You can also use the stratagem that the Knights have for +1 AP. And once you do that and they start pushing those anti-fly autocannons to AP2, Magnus actually can drop pretty quickly to a couple Helverins, just gunning him down. Although I don't think that he's in grave danger of that to a single Helverin right now. But that is a potential that the Knights have access to. Oh, free Armiger going on. Let's go. Looking like we're going to try to get a charge into the middle here. The thing you have to watch out for is an heroic intervention from Magnus at this position. Or even the Demon Prince, to be honest. The Demon Prince is still kind of dangerous to the Armiger. I don't know, it feels like it would be a very aggressive play. It seems to me, chat, like Beef Supreme has to kill the 3 Rubric squads in the center and leave Thousand Suns with basically just Magnus. And if they can do that, I don't think Magnus by himself has the beef to kill to kill the Castellan. I think the Castellan has a chance at winning that fight over the long run. Magnus will just clip out your Armigers over a long period of time, but if you can make him spend way more resources than he has available, then that's going to be a good position for you. The Rubric Marines are really dangerous to the Armigers too, and they give the Thousand Suns not only their Kabbalistic rituals, but also their capacity to hold objectives. And if you kill all of those, then that things become much easier for you.
So the options are hide back here, tie up these 2 squads, try and kill this down, not hold it. I think I'm gonna pick that up.
A lot of thinking going on. Fortunately, we got plenty of time. How's everybody's Friday, by the way? Castellan did not go uppy downy, no. He stood still. At least as far as I know. I think we are still on... We may still be on bottom of Thousand Suns' turn.
Magnus,
because there's no tactical objectives, there's no like mistiming if you
anything, right?
if you don't declare the
currently,
like there's no timing step to miss there. As long as you haven't moved anything or done your command phase, then the Castellan can still jump. Was trading the Cerastus worth it? I think the Cerastus would have been worth it. I don't think Beef expected to lose Canis Rex that turn. Because he wasn't touching the center objective. I think that missing the engage on Ahriman's unit was big. If Ahriman's unit could engage the... or if the Cerastus could have engaged Ahriman's unit, that turn would have been a windmill slam. But I think he was maybe a little short on his charge. He didn't do the pile in, which probably would have locked him in on the Soul Reaper anyway. But either way, it meant that he was kind of stuck. I do wonder if there was a better place for Canis Rex to sit, but there's not very many good spots that he can hang out where he's still relevant to the game, so I'm not sure. Plotting for an RPG. Hell yeah, dude. What kind of RPG are you running?
You can't see out of the building, so even if you're touching them, you're not holding.
Yeah, it would have to be over here.
Yeah. You'd have to be wholly within to see from your base out of there. Yeah.
Who's playing games over the weekend, by the way? Who's got some games scheduled? I was actually gonna go to an RTT. I signed up for one, but then we got invitational games scheduled tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to skip it. But I was curious as to what I was gonna play. I could give that Vanguard Onslaught list more of a try. And honestly, I might just play it if I have time tomorrow.
In the squad?
No, he killed himself when he did the Overwatch. Yeah. Inferno Master did the Overwatch, but somehow the plasma pistol exploded.
Going to a 12-man RTT. Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Ricochet, what are you playing at your RTT?
It's mandatory that the plasma pistol explodes as well.
Prime Port Shot Naval World War II fantasy game.
Overcharge to a character until all models in a unit with hazardous.
So is it like Weird World, like Weird War II?
Their own,
like Paolo Parente's Dust kind of energy?
Right.
Where it's World War II, but like there's like fantasy and supernatural elements, or is it like fantasy World War II where there's like elves and dwarves, but otherwise just normal World War II?
Strats real quick. And I think I'm ready to go.
Cool.
Who would be the elves in World War II?
That was a good turn.
It's a great question. I feel like...
Well, I don't think so.
Maybe it's Britain. Probably Britain, right?
This map art.
They're all about air power, and they're like...
They are. It is.
Pretty haughty all the time, you know what I mean?
It's fucking bananas, I think. Don't understand this map. I'd like to see the elves changed or something. Like, I just don't... Like, just something.
Just,
I played the 3 Broodlords yesterday.
A wall.
I played the 3 Broodlords yesterday, and we did take the W.
Playing Imperial Guard here.
I'm still not sure that I understand that list, but it did win, so that was good.
Okay, if I spend 2 C.
Although I do have a sneaking suspicion that that was largely because my opponent failed literally every single Dark Pact check.
I know I already rolled Battle Shock. I'm not sure the order it is.
Yes, cool, man. Yeah. You go for it. Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
We get +1 to hit, +1 to...
So we've shoulder the burdened, the
Oh,
engaged guy, it looks like. Interesting.
+1 move, toughness, save, leadership, OC.
Cool. Yep, that's fine.
The Broodlords made them fail. They were just too scared.
Roll in advance. Yep.
They saw 3 Broodlords across the table, and they were like, hold up. What's going on here? I watched a YouTuber who said that they were mediocre and overrated. Why are there 3 of them?
Seven.
It's 11, you got 5 more, right? Yeah, plenty. There you go. Easy peasy.
You thought I'd lost it? Oh shit. When did you leave? Yeah, I won that game like 95 to 40. That wasn't even like a close game. Although I will thank the dice a little bit because my opponent rolled kind of bad. I can't take the full credit for sure. Abaddon too weak. Abaddon did survive. He was too strong. I couldn't get rid of him. He was the only model remaining in my opponent's army. Logged off round 2. What happened round 2? Oh, when all like the obliterators came in. Yeah, his obliterator like beta strike just didn't do anything, which is the issue. He killed my Von Ryan's Leapers, and he killed like 3 Gene Stealers and like 1 Ravener or something. That was it. That was the entirety of his obliterators shooting. It was like
base here.
Abysmally bad.
Range move when you're good, right?
I did go in expecting, I saw like mass multi-damage indirect fire into my like mass heavy infantry, like heavy and medium infantry list that has like no defensive characteristics whatsoever, and I was like, all right, well this is gonna go quickly. He's gonna come in full reroll with Abaddon, double packed with the Hellbrute, and then just like rip in and kill like 2 Gene Stealer units, and then I'll call it, you know, I'll do what I can, and then the direct fire shooting kills another 2, and then we're good.
See that shaman.
But he left 1 in reserve, which I think was a mistake, and then his go turn was just abysmally bad.
Go right, so I think, yeah, you probably can see that. You need to move forward a little bit, I think, to yeah.
Castellan moving down.
Alright, I think that is movement.
So we are pushing. So we're pushing the Marked for Death Armiger back. I think Beef Supreme is sort of taking the. That's an interesting move, to be honest. He's taking the position that he's got to preserve points. He's already in the lead. He's likely to keep Thousand Suns to a 10 on to a 5 on primary. And if he can blank their Marked for Death for another turn,
On a 4
then he's just kind of ruining their
blue and green and orange off.
their secondaries as well. They may get 5 secondaries in 2 turns, which would be abysmal, and that may be enough to sort of swing him into a victory here. I do wonder if it is going to be sort of an attrition thing, but I wonder if the game plan is just to hold on to the Castellan. The Castellan has enough oomph that it can punch through the remainder of this army over a long enough time frame. Orange squad, it looks like, might be just remain unmolested, though, and that's dangerous. As I mentioned before, this is the squad with the Umberlific Crystal, so this squad can pick up top of next round. The Fatecaster Greatbows are holding this objective back here. If these guys jump up and pop into the back here,
it's from here.
Get full rerolls and just blow into the Armiger and end up knocking it out with maybe a Doombolt or something. That might actually that would be a huge swing in the game.
But you're going over the corner when you try to see this guy. This one can.
In true Trevi fashion, I'm cowering the ruin over here.
The big knight, but I don't think the big knight can see it anymore, right? Because you're not touching that.
It's interesting.
So now
I look exactly like Sir Hector too.
Yeah, but you're not touching.
It's
I was drawing.
Spitting image.
Yeah, you're not touching this building anymore. You can't.
Yeah.
Is he in the solid choice category? I'll see how I do that event.
Yeah. I can't shoot him.
We'll put it this way. I'll dramatically reevaluate my sentiment if I do well in that event.
These guys as well.
If I get to finals, then I'll feel okay. I'm just editing videos over here, chat. That's all I'm doing. People are in my comment section being like, how come Trevi never plays in GTs? And I'm just in a ruin editing my videos. I'm busy. Get out of here. I got shit to do. We can't all play in GTs all the time. Some of us have jobs.
Start big guy. We'll do the... No. Shield breaker cannon here. Everything else in green's
Cool.
Shield breaker gets D6. It'll be 8 shots.
What's shield breakers, right?
Shield breaker should be like 36.
Oh, that's going on
40,
the cultist, yeah.
36. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the cultist.
Yeah. Cool. And 2s, I'm guessing.
4 saves.
Yeah, kills 3. Cool. And then everything else into green.
Yes, we will start with Plasma Decimator. We will not do the hazardous. We'll make a disappearance. 5 plus 4 with blast will be 9.
Yep, because it's only 3 plus 1 is 4. Yep, because it's 6 guys. Yep.
All hits.
Yup. Hold on. No, they're not in range. Just cool. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, keep going.
2.
Yep. So 4 admin months. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the sorcerer takes 2.
All right. Well, there's the Castellan ripping out.
All right.
Yeah, clears the entire green unit. That's what we need to see.
Here's.
Sure,
I'll reroll it. I did not use a hit reroll. And wounds. That's going to be 1 dev wound.
Illustrating, yeah. So he's probably dead anyway. Yeah, he saves that one, and that goes. The devs go to the end. So keep going.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, that one.
Not sure. Yeah, he's dead. Cool. Yeah, okay. That's fine.
Good stuff.
All of them done.
There's a funny interaction there. Devastating Wounds actually punches through the Thousand Suns auto 0 damage strat because you have to have actually failed a saving throw in order to get 0 damage. And because the Devastating Wounds just assign mortals, there's no saving throw at all. No saving throws allowed, so that's just going to punch through.
Just shoot in there. That's what we got. Big Melta. Reroll. 2 saves.
Yeah, 6 ups. Cool, 2 die.
Little Melta. Yeah, I don't know which one. I will just call it the 2 because I wasn't watching. Here.
We're down to 0 CP though, so there's no tank shocks going into these guys. A little sad.
A shaman.
Sure. Yeah. Minus 1 to hit, but you don't care.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oof.
So misses. Yep. Yep, that's almost.
Does my local RTT fill up fast? It depends on the time of year and the venue. One of the most competitive stores in my area fills up like a month or 2 ahead of time.
Yeah.
That's Midgard Games. If you've watched my GTs on the YouTube channel, you've definitely seen me stream some of their events, and they're always like really crazy, like super good games, super tight events, because the metagame is so competitive. There's like multiple top 100 players at ITC that play in those events, and those fill up like instantaneously. As soon as the BCP's posted, those fill up 32 players. Which is the cap that the store can handle. So it depends on the situation. The one that is being hosted this weekend is a little bit slow, but
we'll swing.
Cool.
Yeah, I'd say they fill up reasonably fast, which is crazy. Like a while ago, 2 years ago, you could find a bunch of events and they were all kind of pretty open. But nowadays, you try to find a GT in this area or an RCT in this area, and people are so chomping at the bit for competitive content that or competitive experience that they're just
what does that do to
immediately, instantaneously going to all of them.
1, 2, 3, 4. Do I care? Probably don't. I'm just gonna roll it. Might make me battle shock. This is a problem. Alright, let me roll 2 first. Save 1, so 1 dies. Roll another 1. He dies as well. And then the $1 million question. So I've lost 5. I could not be battle shocked and try to kill the armor drum melee with your base. You can't take the objective. Sure, I'll spend the CP So I'll allocate the damage to the sorcerer and the unit. Well, I'll roll the dice because he can roll a 5 up. He doesn't, but I'll just spend CP and make that damage 0. Yep, and I swing on you now.
Swing. Yep.
So 5 attacks from Maraman again. Nice. Cool. 1 save, AP 1. 2 saves, sorry, AP 1. Damage 3.
Save.
Cool. Make both. And then the other 2. So the other 3. These are also that. No. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 guys. Cool. So they just hit 5 times. That was underwhelming. That's okay. No wounds. So there you go. You can swing on me. We needed to try. Yeah.
Oh.
Cool. So that's just going to be 4 space range then. And that's going to include the sorcerer because I already allocated the sorcerer. Sure. So it kills the sorcerer. Okay. So that.
All right. Well, we got 2 units down low.
Kill one of my red dice. It might kill more in a minute. Cool stuff.
All right. Get not much. Get a mini engage.
Yep.
That's over to you.
Cool. So I've kept the
Assassination as well, right? For the Exalted? The Disc Sorcerer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Locometa has a massive amount of some of the best East Coast players.
No prisoner. Okay. So kill the robot.
Yeah, man, I love those events, though. Like, when you go into the event and you're like, all right, I have no preconceptions about winning because everyone here is an absolute shark. That's like, it feels like there's so much pressure off where you're like, if I go 2-1 this event, I know that I've done well. Those are, I don't know, those feel good. It feels like you're solving a puzzle, you know what I mean?
To try.
It's always fun. Those are the events that really make you better as a player, for sure.
Which...
Brian Porkchop, where are you out of, by the way? If you're also East Coast.
These guys, I need to decide if I want to take them off or not. They wouldn't get to shoot you. Try and kill that. There's some space here, but it's not bothering me right now. We just go here, right? Yeah. Just go here. I can't be wholly within, so I need to be...
First event here in Texas with some people from the server. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, we've got a little Texas contingent. Kind of spearheaded by Dutes, I think. Dutes is sort of the Texas, like the evangelizer for Texas events.
Potentially outrunning.
Which is good, because Texas has some huge events. And I was down there a couple months ago, obviously, for DreamHack Invitational. I'm getting invited down again to do some events in Texas as well, so it might be another trip that I make.
I could touch that guy. That'd be absolutely sick. These guys can't make it there.
I went first and threw these 2. Just right up the middle at him, and then he blew him up.
I'll roll the leadership on Naraman.
Not very good. But yeah, very fun.
Yeah, it's always funny when you recognize the folks from TTS, because one thing that you'll find pretty often is that like a lot of the people from TTS who then transition over to tabletop, like to in-person 40k, tend to do very well.
We kill it.
We see that pretty often where people like transition from playing mostly online to mostly in person, and because they've like entered the hyperbaric time chamber where you play against a bunch of absolute killers from all around the world, then you get super good at the fundamentals, and almost regardless of your metagame, you're like immediately like a winning player, like a winning record in IRL events. Especially like local level.
Enough there for one guy to touch.
Big
and then just
sort of big major, super major level events tend to be a little bit more
and this unit here.
Broad in terms of skill.
Cool.
So you see a lot more people who habitually play at that level all the time.
Scary.
And those people are the sort of the absolute upper echelon, like top killers.
Magnus.
But if you play a lot on TTS and you play competitively on TTS, and then you go to a local event, a lot of times you'll be immediately in a good position to take it down.
Actually, do I just want to go?
But
there. Let's move the rest.
You gotta show those results to all the people who say that like TTS isn't real 40k practice or whatever.
Choose every battle round.
Battle round, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Can have extra move.
So this chicken here can come.
3 years went from 0 knowledge to the Invitational. Hell yeah, man.
There.
Yeah, a lot of the folks in the Invitational are relatively new.
This was me.
It's interesting because I still consider myself kind of a new player to the game, which is a little bit weird. But at this point, I've been in for close to 5 years. And I would say I guess, seriously. Obviously, I played it when I was a little kid, but I don't think that counts. We didn't even play with the right rules.
I think. So he goes.
But having people that are popping into the Invitational now, like Faye, like Flashback,
guys here.
These people who have been playing, been sort of in the hobby, in the server for 2 years maybe, and already they're just killing everyone. It's like really cool to see.
There we go. This guy might have 6.
A lot of folks who only started in 9th edition, like mid 9th edition, who pop in and immediately like start crushing is awesome.
Guys are gonna move 6. Oop. And then what else? This guy's gonna move 14. There, so that should be hopefully 1 inch. Exactly 1 inch. Good job. Spin the stick around. These guys are gonna move 7 inches. These guys. It actually matter. Could help me kill the one on the objective, wouldn't they? We might have to do that. Because what are we doing with our command points? We're doing 2 bolts, 3 strats, and we have 2 spare. Oh yeah, 2 CB. So I could not do a 3 strat and give a double move and get 2 reroll saves in melee and in shooting. And that allows these bolter guys to come 10 inches and shoot that guy and be within 6 inches of Magnus. I've had worse ideas, I think.
Yeah, the nicest thing about the Swiss pairing system, Chad, if you're feeling like worried about sort of your skill level, I think the nicest thing about the Swiss pairing system is that it tends to equalize player skill 1 to 2 games in. So if you join a pod and you play a game and you get absolutely fucking destroyed by someone who's like a super duper killer, first of all, you're going to learn a lot about how the game works and about how the matchup plays out, and you're going to be able to take that to your future games. But then immediately, then you're going to be in people paired with people who are in the same boat, and suddenly your experience is probably going to be similar to your opponent, and that's where the real growth happens. The easiest way to get super good at a game is to sort of play a bunch of people who are your same skill level, and that you're kind of interfacing with the game on the same level, and then you and your opponent bounce off of each other, and you're both like taking away the same things, and that's where players get really, really good.
Very tasty.
Okay. 10 minutes after games are where you learn the most. That a lot of times is where it happens.
Doom bolt the guy in melee then.
10 minutes after games is where you learn. I wish it was easier to than immediately
auto wounds. Yeah.
Implement that knowledge, but obviously it's a little tough.
Yeah. Just to love it. This game's been
it helps his feel no pains too when you do that in the rules.
Yeah. Wild. Okay. So now we go into so I've got 4 cabal points left, which we'll use in your shooting and charge phase for an extra reroll on Magnus. Not charge phase yet, shooting phase.
Yep. I don't know, you click the button.
Click the button.
You gotta do it, yeah.
Bolters onto them.
Yep.
Is that worth it? Yes. Spend the CP.
Yep.
and just gonna go with the bolters. So 10, 12 bolters. Hitting on 3s.
You're within Magnus range.
Yes, yeah. They wouldn't on 5s, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we're just looking for devs here, to be honest.
Yeah.
My God, it's just one devastating.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be number 6.
Okay, so we're gonna shoot the orange squad. It's gonna be the little sorcerer, flamer, chain cannon, flamer. Sorcerer overcharging the plasma pistol, because why not? And then the other flamer can't get to him, so it's just gonna go on the armature that's in front of him. Okay. So we're gonna do the 2 flamers that are going on the armature on the objective with 5 wounds left. 4. 6 shots. Rerolling to wound, and I wound you T11, but I wound on 6s. Cool. So just 2 saves, AP2. So 4-ups.
Pulled.
Yeah, roll again.
Reroll them if that's alright.
Yeah.
That's the third one.
Cool.
Yeah.
1
damage.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cool. And then a chain cannon. Oh, with the 1s. And then wounding on 5s, T11, 1 devastating and 1 save, AP1.
Save is failed. 2 damage?
2 damage, yeah. So 2 damage total, yeah.
Both?
Yep. Then we got the little smite from the sorcerer on 3s, hits once, AP2s, but +/-1 for melee. Devastating, was just 1 devastating.
1 damage, devastating.
Plasma pistol. Doesn't hit, doesn't get hot, so we've done all of that, and then we just got the 1 flamer and the sorcerer onto the other one. So flamer onto the other one, 4 shots. Is not touching objective, so it's just 1 save, AP2 on the
save.
Yep. And then we've got D6 shots, 3 on 2s. And on 4s. 3 saves, AP2 on this guy. Wow.
1 damage?
Sure. Yeah, D3, yeah.
D3?
1. Cool. I am enjoying this. Yeah. Cool. Thousand Suns Demon Prince is going to shoot his gun at the Robo Shark. Robo Shark. On 3s. I'm rolling a substantial amount of 1s, in my opinion. 1 save, please. He's good. He's on AP1. We're running out of things to shoot, to be honest. Which is very unfortunate. We are running out of things to shoot. He's got 1 wound left. My God. Okay. So the chickens will fire onto the armature, I guess. Yes, onto the 11 wound armature. So D6 for the first one, for 2 on 3s now, I think, or 2s on.
Move to PA. We're the shark in the fighting game scene. Stop playing for a few years.
2 shots as well.
Now feel weird about the competitive edge and
Very
mindset.
So that was ultra disappointing.
You mean like you've lost some practice and now you need to sort of like
he has a pistol, but it's not a pistol.
Reset. I get that.
Probably.
I understand that. That's a little bit how I feel about in-person events right now. I'm I would say this year I'm probably more out of practice with 40k than I've been in a really long time. I've just between traveling to events and covering, I've been streaming significantly more games than I've been playing. And I think I'd need to take a couple weeks to really sort of like grind back into a high skill place, which it would be after it's post invitational stuff for sure.
Pick my problems.
That's it's been a bunch of different stuff between like doing new video series and also covering events. That's where most of my 40k time goes.
Sure. Fuck it. You can't use that strat anymore, right? To make yourself better. Is that correct?
Only if I kill Magnus.
Only if you kill Magnus. Sure.
Well, you don't get cheating in 40k. Yeah, cheating is mostly
killing stuff here.
I think cheating is going to be sort of it's going to occur in every competitive thing because there's a lot of people who tie their
on the
sort of personal identity to their
Titan at the back.
To their game results, and that's where cheating occurs, or like real sort of angle shooting, that kind of stuff. There are, you'll see the players in every hobby. It's not just a 40k thing. It just happens to be a little bit easier to do in 40k, but I'm glad that the community's kind of rallied against it right now. But it really takes a person to like kind of look inwards and reevaluate themselves to get past that.
Point. I don't think.
But I think the people who do cheat like aren't there for the experience. They're there to sort of validate themselves, essentially.
My hand is here. No, I probably don't. You get cover. So good. You roll 3 ups.
So 3 saves and then 1 dev?
Yeah.
Losing because you rolled 0 out of 8 charges really sucks. Yeah. The charge rolls are funny. I almost lost the game in the fans versus YouTubers tournament because I failed 4 6-inch charges consecutively. I was like, wow. That's amazing. But there are, I think one thing that I've been getting better about is recognizing those situations where there's literally nothing you can do about it. Right? You put yourself in the best position to get the numbers that you needed to. You've made all the correct plays, and then the dice are just like, nah, not today, man. You're like, oh, okay, I guess that's how that goes. That was a wild event for sure. Yeah. Used to be more and more okay with losing ever since you started winning after moving to PA home and competitive. Losing feels really bad. Yeah, I do think that there is something that happens, and this happens to me all the time. I always tend to get very competitive in games, and I like to enfranchise myself really heavily whenever I do anything. I get super into stuff. I have an addictive personality.
So,
so one thing that tends to happen is that my
So you've taken You've taken a save. You need to take a save. So you take it.
Once I start winning,
save,
and people get more and more excited about beating me, that's where I feel like the competitive side comes out.
After that.
All right.
But realistically, I think that it's important to retain empathy and remember that beating someone who you don't get to beat very often is also fun for the other person, and that's going to stick with them way longer than it's going to stick with you.
Are you shitting me?
If you play against Nick Nanavati and you beat him, right, that's like a memorable time. But for Nick Nanavati, it's a Tuesday. And he's going to feel bad about it, but he'll get over it for sure, and he'll go beat another 10 people. But for you, it's very exciting. So he's incentivized to make it more interesting for you than it is for him, than to just sort of retain his own win percentage, if that makes sense. Not that I'm as good at 40k as Nick Nanavati, I think. I don't want to make it sound like I'm making that equivalence.
8.
Trevi's out of practice because all I play is Tyranids. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. We're gonna charge the orange.
I'm out of practice because I played a bunch of meme lists for like 3 months. I went from playing nothing but Thousand Suns to getting really tired of them to playing a bunch of like silly garbage, which is fun.
And then I just want to make sure.
But I do tend to get worse at games the more consistently I play them. Like if I played 40k literally every day, I think I would actually degrade, which I've talked about in the past. I think that's a personal problem though.
There. Chicken's gonna charge as well. Boom. And then the other's Angor Shaman.
Random streamer claiming to be better than Nick.
Right, so
well, listen, chat. He's got more subscribers on YouTube, all right?
Guys.
Let's just ask that question.
So we'll just charge the rubrics.
Is it me? Actually, I don't actually know. I think we were neck and neck for a while. They might have beaten me. Oh, they did actually. No, they're like 1,000.
They can't charge. Sorry.
Oh, 2,000.
They can't charge.
So the answer is them, but we're like tied. Pretty close.
Where's something like this, like a little bowling alley thing. And then the chicken's going to try to charge. 4. I don't think that makes it. 4 is here.
Hashtag Warhammer Influencer.
Just.
That's me.
And then the Colt is going to try to charge on the Castellan.
People started calling me like a...
Don't want to spend this.
They called me like a meta-analysis channel. Yeah. I was like, I guess that's probably fair. That's like where most of my content is right now.
Not really. I'd like to roll an 8, because then I touch you. You can't move. -1 to hit anyway, but you can't teleport. But otherwise, I'll just have the objective. So I'll just keep it. It'll be a CPU reroll.
The turtle guy, yeah.
That'll be nice. Cool.
I think some people say turtle like.
Can kill it. Mm-hmm. We'll start with the demon print.
Like as a pejorative, they're like just a turtle.
Cool. And then these are strength.
Turtle also sounds funnier. I don't know if you're trying to make a silly comment.
And 2
it sounds better.
2 on your knight. So he's dead. Oh no, he's got 2 left. Sorry. Sorry,
how much?
That's
3 damage each.
Yes, 3 damage each. I always forget you get fill points, and you roll them like hot bananas.
Was that 11? So it should be a 2.
I'll roll for this shaman here. So 3 attacks from the shaman. They'll hit 1 wound, AP 1.
Save.
Good. The other shaman hits twice. Wounds none. What else? Oh, I don't want to swing these yet. I don't think Magnus can he get in a point here where he's 1 inch away. I don't think so, right? 1 inch is there, so we probably can swing his base to touch this guy. So, being that the case, we'll swing with the orange squad. Yeah, they can all just fight, so they'll do that. So 5 attacks from the
turtle in 40k. You get caught in insert unit jail. Nice. Yeah. Caught in the wolf jail.
And then these are winning on 4s. 2 saves, AP1.
Get caught in the rubric marine jail over here.
What's the damage each?
The center armature did not die to Magnus.
Cool.
What else do you have coming?
D3 damage from that unit.
Another D3 from the little one?
Yep.
How many attacks?
3.
Okay. Alright, roll it.
Sure. 1.
Take it.
Cool. And the other stick hits 3 times and wounds once.
Same thing, AP1, D3 damage.
Yeah, yep.
Save.
Cool, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And these are 6s, so nothing. Yep, so I don't think I had anything else, so that's unfortunate for me. We'll swing with Magnus, so we'll do the 14 attacks help me with? No, let's just do the big swings, right? 7. Yeah, 7 attacks. Yeah, 2s and 2s. Sure, 6 dev. I think he's dead.
Yeah.
You could roll 6.
I believe in me. Yep,
sure.
Do I blow up? Sure do. That's not great. Or is it? I think it's only D3, but that's enough to...
That kills it.
Oh, we might chain react here.
D3.
Explosion's kind of nice, to be honest, but killing the second Warglaive would be a nightmare.
2 double 6s. Here we go.
We've done it before. Ooh.
Oh, almost lived with the second armature. Let's see an explosion here. The second explosion would be a disaster. Well, that's unfortunate. 2 war dogs down, or 2 armatures down. Excuse me.
Cool. Demon Prince, please.
1.
Cool.
And that looks like the Thousand Suns kind of taking the dominating position.
I'm on 2.
Why did I roll me first? 1.
Orange squad.
2.
Cool. Kills a guy. And Magnus.
3.
Nice. Classic. I think that's it, right? Because I think these guys were beyond 6. Yep, so both armatures are dead, which is pretty nice.
So I think Ahriman probably would have killed them. That would have gotten a swing into Ahriman's unit, though, which maybe would have clipped out these rubrics, although it's unlikely.
We'll just go back to the objectives there. So I think it doesn't actually matter, but yeah, he'll go to the objective there. There we go. Cool. Over to you, I think. I did get some primary, right? So pass the time to you.
You got 5.
Yeah, so yeah, cool, thank you. No prisoners I got for 4. And mark for death I haven't done yet, and I'll pitch for a CP at this point. Yep, so you get 10 because you got the 2 knights there. Yep.
So SgtCrusader did get rid of the marked for death. So we don't have to worry about that on the knight side. Question here is what Beef Supreme can reliably kill. Now the Demon Prince is in position, though, so a lot of these units are getting stealth, which is going to be problematic for him. Magnus taking 3 there might be big. I guess kind of like the secondary win condition is for that the Knight Castellan to dome Magnus. That would be another way to sort of very quickly win the game. Kind of out of nowhere. It did eat a bunch of damage, so it is in a position where it could get killed this coming turn. I'm going to do some trimming on this mod. There's a lot of long pauses. Should have told Beefs to run a Porphyrion instead of a Castellan. You can't Mysterious Guardian the Porphyrion, though, is the downside. Also, it's like, isn't there like 200 more points? You have to like cut like 2 armatures to fit that thing in. Also, it's D6 attacks, right? Like, there is a not unreasonable chance that it just doesn't roll enough shots to kill him. Because it probably has to shoot at least 3 to have a chance. And, like, 4 is reliable. 5 is, like, a little bit more guaranteed. Because you have to convert 3 through the save, because 1 gets blanked, and then you need 2 to kill him. The more I think about it, the worse the math gets.
So as you're thinking about it, actually, we're going to do this. Because that makes a difference, I think. That's the... So at least I force you to come out a little bit, I think you can still see me from there. That's fine. Well, since it's free. There's no angle like never in the history of ever be. You can come out here. Hiding somewhere back here, probably.
Oh, it's 2 guns? Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, because it's 2 sets of twin-linked guns, right? It's not 1 twin-linked gun. It's 2 guns, each of which that are twin-linked. Yeah. Yeah, that probably does kill Magnus then. With lethal hits, too, right? Just in case, like, the strength 26, twin-linked or whatever, didn't get through.
Are you trying to, essentially, you're trying to see the 2 Zangors, Magnus,
yeah,
and
that's
the
what
objective?
I'm
Is that what we're trying to do?
Yeah, that's what I'm debating.
So trying to knock out all of the shamans. Those are the easiest Cabal points to kill.
Battle Shock for that one.
Yep.
Good.
Okay.
Best egg. World's best egg.
Yeah, I think that's the play.
Yeah, cool.
Playing Imperial Knights is nice. You can just take like 20 minutes to think.
Well, I know,
your turn takes like 8 seconds.
You need to be within that bit of terrain, right? So you'll need to have your base.
Yeah. I need to look at a different angle.
Yeah, probably top down is your best. Yeah. Need to be touching that terrain. Yeah.
Is that touching the objective? I mean,
well, if you say it's touching, like, we could spend 3 hours here. I think you're broadly like this is the center, 3.7. I think you need to be just a little bit forward because I think it's 3.7.
When I highlight it, it's on, but like.
Oh, okay.
0.2 or so.
It's on. Cool. Thank you. Yeah.
Secret technology, chat. The objective height button. You can make the objectives taller, so you can see where they are measured through terrain. Answers a lot of those questions and arguments really easily.
Off the wall.
Shout out to the FTC map-based team for continuing to provide an incredible mod to the community. Huge service.
Okay, run there. Just take the 1-inch advance.
Makes online 40k real playable. Would be tough without the FTC map base, I think. You'd have to do a bunch of stuff manually. That was my first couple games. Before I knew about all the FTC
that is all my unit
tools.
Cool.
I was just doing stuff myself, and it didn't work out so well.
The cannon and the defensive, the melta-guns.
Into them?
I really want to shoot them. Overcharge plasma decimator into one shaman, and volcano and shield breakers into the other.
Cool.
I think
so. Just shooting the shamans, not shooting into Magnus. Magnus is such a coin flip to shoot at. It's so wild. You just have literally no idea how much damage you're doing.
One save.
Fails it, damage. He's dead.
6.
Bye-bye.
And what I do in the other one? D6 plus 3.
But doing this, Beef Supreme is essentially cementing his secondary lead. He's getting a huge brick of secondaries. And now all he needs to worry about is engage in all fronts. Although that's going to become very difficult to score very quickly. As soon as one of these armigers goes down, he loses the ability to score that. And I almost wonder if Magnus just turns around and kills that armiger in the back.
Okay.
Although I don't think he wants to give the
this is going to be D6.
Castellan more opportunities to shoot at him. I think he might just try to kill him.
You are under 5. You are at 5, so it will be 5 shots. With the reroll. 4 saves.
Cool.
Not quite knocking out the cultists.
AP1, right? Or AP0?
AP0, I believe.
So I do get some cover, so 2 die.
Unfortunate, because we burned an objective. This is a new round, actually. So
my hit
killing them would just grant a CP to SgtCrusader at the beginning of his turn, which is probably not what you want to be doing.
I'm in range for the safe reroll.
So leaving them alive is actually just fine.
He's another one dead.
And now they can't contest the objective anymore. All right, chat. Can a 16 wound Knight Castellan survive what's coming to him? That's the question of the day. Beef Supreme did move off this objective back here because he can't hold it inside these terrain features. Does make things a little bit spicy because he's now not looking quite not looking like he's gonna get quite the scenario lead as he was.
Charging anything, everything that.
And that should be a 15-point primary for SgtCrusader unless some of these Battleshock tests go wide.
Pass it over to you.
Cool.
MVP is... Oh, that's true, chat! I forgot. He's making videos in the corner.
And give me 15.
That's his little laptop. That's what his editing software is.
And then we'll draw some tactical cards. Cover assets. Extend battle lines. Cover asset. I can pitch that for a CP. Because... Am I going to do recover assets? These guys... Realistically. extend battle lines I can do. Recover assets.
You just say yes. Okay.
Yep, so I'll pitch recover assets for a seat.
He doesn't have there's no recover assets, unfortunately, for Beef Supreme because he's on fixed objectives. But he will score. He can score engage in all fronts, which is nice if one of the armatures goes down.
So we just need to go and kill some stuff.
Area denial and extend battle lines for the Thousand Suns. That's an easy dub right there. A nice windmill slam.
What couple of points we've
10-point turn.
We don't. Oh, Demon Prince needs a leadership check. No, he's at 5 exactly. That's pretty cool. We did that. So we still have a Doom Bolt. We still have a double move or a free strat. Double move is fine. These flamers can. So what's the distance here? 19.5. So they need to double move in order to flame you, which is fine. Obviously, he can already see you. There's a dude there. Oh, keep him for assassination or something silly. But between Doombolt and that, I think we can probably take that down. And then it's just a matter of staying alive in objectives. You can do your thing. Sure. And then 18 from this guy is here, which means that these guys can also shoot. Okay, so we've got game plan. Let's go do it. 3 flamers, move 5. Yep, and Araman goes to the front of them. These 2 cultists will move 6 inches. Question is, do I want to throw magnets all the way in? Still like a 10-inch charge, so that'd be fucking crazy. Instead, this guy's 1 inch away from the wall, right?
Yes, I backed him up.
Yeah. We could come around here. What's 24? But I lose the +1 to wound here.
Still have that Embryolific Crystal in the chamber, too.
Let's see where these guys end up.
Has not been used yet from the orange squad in the center that could bounce over and double move to
5,
mess with the Knight's home objective.
And then there's 3.
Is my local meta Space Marine heavy?
Oh, sorry, I need to roll for this unit, right? Check. Do you mind if I roll for the Resurrector guy?
I would say reasonably so.
Oh, that's a soul reaper anyway. Yep.
I would be surprised if there were any metagames that didn't have like a predominance of Space Marines. They just tend to be very popular.
Just gonna put in the objective. The soul reaper is already where I need it to be. Okay, we got that. I think these rubrics just need to roll in advance.
I do think my meta also tends to like adjust to things that are strong as well. There tends to be a lot of players who will hop to good units or good factions.
What are we gonna do with magnets?
So when Space Marines are strong, they're everywhere. Otherwise, they
I'm prominent.
Tend to see kind of a mix
in shooting people. I think 6 inches puts me here. There. And I need to do like probably a 6-inch charge to Hector. Yeah, that's okay, I think. That's 7 there. That's 5.4. It's the other side of the stick that will see you, right?
You can see me on over here definitely,
and this side sees the rest of your model, so I don't think you'll get cover either, because from the one side I can see that side. But it's from one point, right, Trevi, that you need to see the whole model, so actually it matters. You got to abstain.
So you'd need to be like over here.
Sure. Let's put the stick there, shall we? Since we're getting that close, let's just put max range between you and I. And then the Demon Prince is just going to move 7 forward. Put this guy here. But I could put more distance than that if I really fancied it, but there's no difference. as long as these guys get that. Cool. And then we're going to go on to the shooting phase. Arman's unit's going to double move for 5. Those flamers in baking range. And we're going to get Arman on the objective, because why not? Actually, it doesn't matter. And then we're going to throw a Doom Bolt at your Knight Castellan with Arman himself. 4, so D3 plus 3. Come on, in the box. For 4, please. Cool. 604. And yeah, we're going to start shooting you with Magnus. Spend well, I guess we're going to start with the Flamers. Start with the Flamers. 3 Flamers and Arman. 8 shots. Good stuff. That's 8. Yeah. And re-rolling because you're on objective. Cool. So that's going to be 3 saves, please. AP1, ignore cover. Cool. 6-1. And then Arman hits you. He doesn't wound you so far. He wounds you now. No, 6. Oh, no, 12. You're 13. Nope. Cool. We'll shoot the orange unit next. So we'll shoot the.
He's one of the top tier players play in my LGS. Yeah, Sam Pope plays in
so chain cannon.
A lot of the local events.
It's twice.
The unending swarm guy.
And wounds on 6. So we're just looking for devastating.
I played him in the finals of an event a couple months ago and lost by like a point. Made me sad.
And then we've got the Little Smite. Both hit. Don't wound. Both wound. AP 3.
You okay if I rotate? Because I'm going to rotate it.
Sure.
Definitely over there. Okay, how much damage?
1.
Take 1. 1 damage.
Cool. And then the blast gun, 3 shots. Cool, they all hit. And then that's devastating. 5s to wound. So 1 save AP2 so far.
Goes through. How much damage each?
2d3. So it's gonna be 2. My D3 damages have been shocking. Okay, and then we're gonna go with Magnus. He's gonna shoot his big gun. Gonna spend a CP for full rerolls. Number of shots. It's gonna be.
All right, Castellan. Only 6 left. I think Magnus is gonna get him. Once the Castellan goes down, I think this game is gonna be pretty difficult for Beef Supreme to win. He's only looking at a 5-point primary currently.
Just a thingy here.
And Thousand Suns dominating the primary objective, and I think that might have swapped the game.
Trevi. Sorry, I've taken a card from here. I had a Buried Denial, and it's just.
I don't know what he's playing currently, Chad. He might be on Invasion Fleet. He plays a lot of different stuff. When I played him, he was on.
I can only roll a. So I can roll a 3.
He was on Synaptic Nexus, but I think he just bounces around detachments. Invasion Fleet or Unending Swarm just tended to be good in that situation.
What the shit? Oh. Ah! What? Hello? So I can take this one. I can take this one. So I do that. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Fine.
So same thing.
So yeah. No, sorry, that wasn't a roll. That was me trying to kill the dice. So 3d3 shots. That. And then these are on 2s. And then these are on 4s. Rerolling. No devs. That. So I think you'll be fine. 5. AP2. So AP1. Okay, so 6 damage.
I will CP reroll 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 6-3. And then the little gun. 4.
Do you want to stop before that, or doesn't matter? Okay.
And reroll that. Okay, so 1 save and 4 devs.
1 save.
Yeah, this isn't your armor save. You're fine. Yep, save P1.
Oh,
you don't have cover, so to be fair, you do fail that, right? Yeah, you don't have cover.
Yes, you did.
So 6 damage.
Oh, 6. Yeah, he's dead. Do I blow up?
Is that the Castellan down? Oh no, chat. I think that might be curtains.
And we've done the 2
for our Imperial Knights hero here.
I think we can call it there.
Yeah, I think so, because you've run out of stuff now, right? Yeah.
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 And there's the talk out.
Hail Mary it.
Oh, we'll see.
Just roll a run there. Don't take at it. Roll a run for him.
Yeah. Is that for engage?
Get it. So I don't get anything. Running back. I'll just stay an inch away from the wall there. Go over to you.
Sure. And then I just need
your 15. 15, I think that just went for you.
Yeah, I just need to draw 2 cards. Assassination, containment. So containment.
Yeah, I can't.
I think I need to do it like with these rubrics or something, but I think the assassination is quite easy because it's Sir Trevi. So that just comes here, right?
Yeah.
And then
I just gave you both. Yeah, both. You're already like way ahead.
And then
last round.
Yeah, we didn't get to see Sir Trevi over here.
Yes, I think
get his work done.
So that.
Well, congratulations to SgtCrusader. Made it out, and that's going to put 2,000 Suns into the top 4. Alikar already took down
so if you,
Group D.
You only have 2 units or something like that?
You can discard it.
Oh, I see, sure. Okay.
But, yeah.
No, just do that. Sabotage, defense, stronghold. Yeah, sure. And sabotage, I'm presuming I could press a button on a building touching your deployment zone. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't shoot Magnus this time. I thought you were going to kill him.
I couldn't kill him. It would have taken a lot of luck. Maybe I should have gone for the Hail Mary again.
Last time you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A good game.
Yeah, it was tough for sure. I think I was very surprised you played so aggressive. I think you had the pace to not be aggressive. I think. Like you could have.
Yeah, maybe.
Like you survive a lot of my stuff. If you stand in front of me, then it's a lot easier for me to kill you. But my flamers are only 12 inches. Yeah. Just Trevi gone? Is he gone to see another match?
No, I'm still here. Nope, you haven't lost me yet. Thanks for the game, guys. Crusader, congratulations on taking down the group. That puts you as the second 1,000 Suns player in the top 4. How you feeling about a mirror match?
I'm not feeling it.
1,000 Suns mirror match in the finals. See some psychic dominion all over the place.
That is another one of these games where you just look for 4-ups, right? That's essential.
Endless 4-ups.
Yeah, or endless 6-ups in this case. The Feel No Pains were painful.
Yeah. Yeah, there.
I mean,
a lot of random 6-ups there.
Like you, great for you, just painful for me to watch. Just like here's like a Doom Bolt and it does 1 damage. I'm like, fuck.
The classic.
It's a strong matchup, I think, for T-Suns. I think, I still think this T-Suns still struggles to kill stuff. If it's not for Magnus, you have to put him in very exposed positions. I think there was a couple of turns where he could have died, if the dice swing in Beef's favor, because you just tank shock him, put some melters in. Yeah, he can lose wounds very easily.
Yeah, the meltas are very dangerous, right? Because they're winning on 3s, and then if they're melta range, which is likely, then they punch through the 0 damage. Yeah.
Well, the minus 1
it still takes 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're paying a CP to just reduce damage instead of blank damage. Much less efficient. I was curious about the cultists, because it seemed like if the cultists had gone in the front, I think they could have stopped the Atropos push there.
So I learned from my last game
Mm-hmm.
with Beef, and he killed the cultist turn 1. And if you look at this map, there's no place for the cultists to hide turn 1 if you deploy them. So if you show the deployment zones, they can't get far enough into this corner that they don't get killed. So they stop maybe their turn 1 move.
Yeah, well, they can just if the Atropos, right, is in a position
I just wasn't expecting that.
You could just fill the guys there. Yeah,
I had to
get
deploy
that.
more pieces than him because
Right.
double deploy.
Right.
And I just wasn't expecting this, because if I go first, that knight is dead, right? So putting it there is like you're rolling on a 50-50 to go first, because if you put a knight there, it is dead turn 1. There's no, like, Infernal Master, Magnus, that has only got a 3-up save, 5-up inbun, even if he rotates. That's a dead knight, I think.
Right.
That's like a big swing turn 1 to do, I think. So that's what I was expecting the knights to be, like, literally just...
Yeah, farther back.
Well, literally I was expecting this, so
yeah.
1, 2, 3. And then turn 1, you do the staging, and I can't touch you.
Right.
I think I can't touch the... You can't touch a lot of my things, but I can't... Like, the flamers don't have enough range.
Yeah. Or you just don't tell on the objective, right? And then the flamers, like, double move to do a little bit of, like, a little tickle, and then they all die.
And the little ones can come here and here.
Right.
You can, like, if you put one here, I think you can advance it to, like, get close enough, I think.
Yeah, I rolled a 2 on that one, so they wouldn't make it.
Rip.
Yeah.
That was the plan.
Yeah. I think... I was expecting when I saw just 2 knights in front of my face. I was like, cool. Well, I guess we're gonna find out. Yeah. And thanks to the to Ash to tell me the devastating moves didn't apply for the Infernal Master. I always forget. Well, always.
Yeah, you sort of assume that you have it, but it's very rare that you attack top of 1. In fairness, yeah.
Not a lot of people want to like get flamed by him turn 1. Like it's more of a I have to move there, so I'll take the Overwatch rather than. Especially because it was over an objective, so it's not something I do every day.
Yeah.
And then I rolled boxcars on that. But yeah, I think the dice were crazy both sides. Because I rolled some pretty fantastic rolls, but then the field no paints came back my way, his way, so it was pretty funny.
Right.
See, like, I've done all this damage. You haven't.
Yeah. But have you though?
Yeah. Yeah, I still think Fixed is a bit of a clickbait for T-Suns. Not sure. I think it's a win more.
To take the assassination against it.
Yeah, I think if you take assassination against T-Suns, it's a win more. If you win, you win by more. Like if you win because you took assassinate, you've won anyway. That's
right.
Mission.
Right.
So
I don't think I'm gonna outscore you on tactical, at least with this list. I would just have to be throwing away armatures, doing nothing.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, maybe cleanse. I don't know.
Yeah, the engage doesn't feel too bad, right? It's like very difficult to stop on this mission, on this deployment, because you just have to tow a guy here, and then you're fine.
Yeah, but it's little score, right? You want the deployment.
Yeah. I also wonder how often this matchup comes down to like the fineries of the scorer rather than who just wins the brawl in the middle.
100%. Yes, it's. I think this guy here tries to shoot at Magnus, and I don't roll my 4-up inbuns, and
then the whole game changes. Yeah,
but
like, can I do 16 damage to a castellan with like 5 flamers and 2 characters? Let's find out.
And you don't. Right, that's the reality. You don't. So then you start looking for weird stuff to do. You start to try and throw a grenade, like move this guy twice instead of them.
Mm-hmm.
It gets really sticky now, I think. And he still has the teleport, hasn't used it, right? So it's just like here's your home objective to leave. Yeah. So yeah, it's a funny map. I'd ask you to change it. I don't know. Just move this L. Just put the L the other side. It's free. Just I don't know.
Yeah, I think one thing that we might try doing, because I think we talked about this before the stream, so I don't think the people were there for the discussion. But I think that a lot of the maps are designed for team events. But if we're not playing them in team events, I do think that they could stand to be a little bit more egalitarian. I think like extending some of the ruins out a little bit farther, so that this is more of a defensive position would be good. Like you said, flipping a couple of the walls to the other side could definitely help too. There's some small adjustments to be made. Yeah.
It feels like these maps, like the changes tonight and the maps, feel like they're very like. I wouldn't be like I've been considering allying an Atropos.
Right.
Because the map controllers, you draw this map, like, okay, so now you have to kill Magnus and an Atropos that are controlling the center of the table. Good luck.
Yeah.
I only need to put it here, right? And then as soon as I touch, he's tall enough. With the kind of ruins GW would have, because you've got taller ruins than they do normally.
I think I do, yeah.
Yeah, so you're like, oh, so I can see into like most of your deployment zone. Good stuff. So here's like these 2d6 shots. Ugh, oh no. And it's only 420 points. Quite cheap. But 25 wounds, d12, 3 up save, 5 up in bun. Blah 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 blah. +1 to hit against monsters, +1 to wound against Titanic, which is the thing that T-Sun struggles to kill.
Yeah, nice thing too is that he's not. Unlike the spoiler, right? He's not focused on one thing, right? You could take like a million battle cannons or thermal cannons or something, but you lose out on the melee profile, and that's really what you need.
Yeah. Well, this guy has everything, right? Like,
yeah, that's the benefit, right? He's good at shooting and fighting.
And sustained, and
yeah, all his weapons are blasts, so he's okay against hordes. Yeah.
And the one thing I can't really, but you don't care about like hordes. I don't care.
Right. You have a trillion flamers anyway.
Yeah, like please bring like 150 guardsmen, like, and put them on objectives. Yeah, like just whatever. But this guy helps you. So I don't know, like it.
Start of the edition, I did kill a brick of 20 with Magnus in one tap, which was
What, with a 5-man or a 10-man?
No, with Magnus.
Oh, oof.
Yeah, I think I picked sustained. And they gave him rerolls.
Sure, yeah.
And then just sustained into a trillion hits for the entire unit.
I'd rather they took the death wounds away and kept the remove armor save, because now you never pick sustained hits.
Yeah.
Just don't. Whilst before, if I remove your armor save, I might be tempted to fling the sustained hits for the little gun on Magnus. But now, why would I ever take sustained hits? There's
right.
+2 AP. Ah, okay. And you got cover, so +1. Oh, you got armor contempt. Oh, +0. Oh.
Yeah.
Sick.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Now a critical flamer might put you on a 4-up. Exciting stuff.
Just give them like a 5-up, Just don't remove armor save. Give the model a 5-up. There you go. Done. Like.
Yeah. Save fails on a natural 1, 2, 3, or 4 or something.
Yeah. Quite. Just not like +2 AP. Because turns out an army with strength 4 can't kill a land raider.
Right.
Park a land raider here in the center, not touching objectives, and unless Magnus is about. And then people say, "Oh, every list plays Magnus." Like, yeah, it's the only strength 9 weapon we've got.
Yeah, that is something I wish that they would. I wish that they could address, because I do think Magnus is worth dramatically more than his points value, like extremely way more than his points value. But I also don't think that that's true of the other units in the code.
His defensive profile doesn't, right? His defensive profile is just fine.
I mean, yeah, it's like really good. Combined with his maneuverability, I think it's exceptional.
He's more expensive than the Knights, right? So like.
I mean, like marginally, right? He's like 30 or 40 points more. He's like roughly equivalent to a Knight, but I think a Knight player would probably take Magnus over a Knight most of the time. If you had all of this army support for him, if he could reroll and he could double move, like he's dramatically better than I think a Knight in terms of value.
But you spend all your resources on him.
So. Yeah, but and then I also think your points go into all the Rubric Marines, and the Rubric Marines are just kind of they're okay, right? And Magnus is like making up. He's like
5 points for 5 Marines with a 3-up, 5-up that move 5 inches.
Yeah.
Again, like the only reason they're expensive is because they give rerolls to Infernal Masters.
Right.
If they didn't give rerolls, they'd be 80 points, right?
Yeah. But I kind of wish that like you could take like more rubrics, and you could like combo out the rubrics a little bit more effectively. But Magnus was dramatically more expensive, so like if rubrics were cheaper.
Magnus's auras should be on the sorcerers. Should be like the Exalted Sorcerer on this gives you +2 move in an aura. But this guy gives you a 6.
Right. Or they're like enhancements or something, yeah, rather than being just
Yeah,
off
yeah.
of the dude who you're already taking.
But then you might not have to take him, right? If the sorcerers are not strength 6, all strength 6, all AP2, all like damage D3,
right.
and they start to make them a bit more interesting. Like this guy, instead of having that sustain 3, you've got something that's like a flamer, and the other one's got like a strength 9, so 2-shot last cannon or melter or something like. Now maybe the army doesn't need to play Magnus.
Yeah.
Now you've got the tools in your toolbox.
Yeah. 100%. For sure.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
What happened with my dice roller? All my dice got locked, so I couldn't click, and the only thing I could do was press the buttons. So
weird.
I don't know what the fuck happened, but it's just they were all here, and 2 I could select, and the other ones I couldn't. And I was like, what the shit? So yeah, whatever.
I don't know. GTS doing stuff.
Oh yes, we love it when it does stuff.
Well, congratulations again on making it out of the group. I'm excited to see you in the elimination stage. And thanks for the game.
Yeah, I presume it'll be next week, right? But probably during the weekend.
Yeah, once I think the last thing we're going to be waiting on is the Group C finals. Once that's done, then we'll get the roster for the elimination stage out there. I'm
playing in between CK and Sisters, right? That'd be the ultimate, because there's 2 CK.
So the Sisters are definitely going to get out. Yeah, it's going to be between. So Sisters will get out of Group A. Depends on who's the pilot, though, is the question. Thousand Suns are out of Group B. Group C could be Sisters or Chaos Knights.
Yes, and Group D is also T5.
And Group D is also T5S2 already.
C, I think.
And let's look at my final stage here. It's A versus D. Yeah, so B and C are playing.
B and C, yeah. So I'll either play Sisters or Chaos Knights.
Right.
It'll be like the 5th finals or semi-finals with Telly.
Yeah, I mean, it could be Telly. Who knows? Child, we haven't seen if he's who's going to win that one.
Sorry, I'm assuming the winner. Sorry, I was just.
Oh yeah. Who knows?
Who
knows? I don't know. I think Child Digital Wizard actually has I think a stronger track record because he won BCO 2 times.
He has the Lancer,
and he has the Rampager.
Oh, the Rampager. Okay.
It's a Rampager versus a Lancer, and that's basically the only difference between those.
I think I prefer the Lancer in that matchup, right? Because you get 4 pinball in combat.
Yeah.
So you don't have to rotate for him, so you can rotate for the little ones.
Yeah, the Rampager I think is situationally faster, so it might get the drop because it has advance and charge once per game. So
was it move 12 plus d6 instead of move 14 plus charge?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 22 instead of 21.
Right.
Yeah. Ugh.
See if that matters. I don't know.
Away from the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, they're both Chaos Knights. They can both do fucking stupid.
Yeah, they can both Knights of Shade. Yep. I mean, an inch away from the wall still works because you got to get your whole ass big base over there. So that still probably stops it.
All right. Thanks, Trevi.
Cheers, man. Have a good one.
Bye.
I'll see you. All right, chat. Payout is done. Thanks everyone for hanging out with me today. That's gonna be it for me this afternoon. I will talk to you all tomorrow. We are going to be live at that is going to be 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, I think is the scheduled time for the Pod A, or the Group A finals. Then, yes, that's going to be 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time tomorrow. Then we've also got... that evening is going to be Telly versus Child. That's going to be the Chaos Knights Space Mirror match. I think that's going to be around 11:30 or midnight U.S. Eastern Time. So that'll be later on that evening. So please come hang out with me for those games as we're rounding out the group stage here for the Invitational. Thanks everyone for hanging out with me today, and we will go raiding to another Warhammer channel. Who's playing games? Everyone's playing. Somebody's playing Space Marines. Space Marine, the game. Chill Gaming TV 2024 looks like playing CSM versus Eldari. We'll go give them a raid. Thanks everyone for hanging out with me. I'll talk to you later. Remember to keep it classy, folks. Have happy wargaming. And ciao.